Mets, WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
We got a lot to talk about today. We'll get a decision on Anthony Volpe a little bit later on. Pete Alonso's making his big return. Is Carlos Mendoza going to survive the day? But my God, last night down in Atlanta. I don't think anybody is surprised that the New York Knicks advanced out of the first round. We all expected it. I don't even think a lot of people are surprised that the series went 6 games. As you'll hear a little bit later on, we have all the predictions from every WFAN host. But you have to admit, all of us, I don't care how positive of a Knicks fan you are, you have to be slightly surprised that not only do you win Game 6 by 51, but in the last 2 games, including Game 5 at the Garden, you beat Atlanta by 80. by 80. Like, that level of ass-whooping, even in the NBA, is not normal. It has to give you tingles if you're a New York Knicks fan. So, A, congratulations on advancing and doing your work. And B, wow. Wow. That was such an ass-whooping. Tiki Barber left the state. So, Shaun Morash is in the big chair. Shaun, wow.
Wow. Boy, did that feel different for this city. You know, Evan, they call these the long goodbyes when teams are eliminated and you know the game is over early. And it feels like in this town, we have been on the other end of long goodbyes for a long time. Game 7, 2004 Yankees, Red Sox, the long goodbye.
Giants, Eagles.
Thank you. The long goodbye, where you just know you're not in it and you have to sit there and watch your team get eliminated. And there's like 2 hours left in a game, you got no shot. I don't recall an elimination night quite like this in this town in recent memory, where if you said to yourself, hey, second half is really what matters, I'm going to get settled in at the end of the first quarter, the game was already over.
Well, you know what's funny you say that? I heard a lot of people say that last night on social media, this morning, listening to this radio station. There actually was a game rather recently delivered by the New York Knicks where you had a collective party in whipping another team's ass in an elimination game. Okay. We forget about it. Game 6 Knicks Celtics 1 year ago.
That's a good one.
But it wasn't quite like this.
Yes. I mean, Evan, 47 points at the half.
I looked it up out of morbid curiosity because that game last night, and I'm very curious, Knicks fans, did you watch the whole thing? That's number one. Or did you actually shut it off saying, hey, I got to wake up for work tomorrow. We've already got this one on wrap. I'm going to sleep. So number one, Knicks fans, did you enjoy and watch every second of this game? 888-808-1019. But the second thought that went through my mind, and yes, I'll raise my hand, I'm certainly not a Knicks fan, but I did watch every second. I watched Walt Clyde Frazier pop on the TV in the third quarter.
Yeah.
I watched the bench get full action in the fourth quarter. Because you never know. Honestly, that's the reason I watch it, because you just never know what you'll miss. But I went back to the Boston game, because that jumped out at me. I don't know why anybody would forget that. The Knicks are up 3-2 against the Celtics a year ago. Game 6 is at Madison Square Garden, and they absolutely annihilate Boston. It was the same night that Juan Soto made his return to Yankee Stadium. So I know for us, we were actually at Yankee Stadium with the Knicks game on my phone, and we were watching it.
You know what? That's probably why it doesn't have the same brain registry with me.
Totally get it. The halftime score of that game was 64-37. I mean, that's bad. Yeah. That's a blowout. But it pales in comparison to last night. And it is also a little bit different when it's on the road. It's like slightly different when you're on the road, because even though there were a lot of Knicks fans in Atlanta, it isn't just this collective party. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I think that there are some differences, but I do want to remind people that this team, this core, kind of did this a year ago with Boston in Game 6, where the entire game, I mean, you could have shut that game off at halftime. I'm sure people didn't, mainly because it was Boston, and you probably wanted to drink their tears a little bit more. I think it's different because it's Atlanta, but I am curious about that with Knicks fans. Like, at what point do you say, I'm good, I'm going to go to bed? I wouldn't, because I would want every morsel of victory injected into my veins, but that was such an ass-whooping from beginning to end that I could understand somebody saying, hey, I got to go to bed.
Yeah, and a year ago, Evan, even at halftime with that kind of lead, it's still a Celtic team, albeit without Tatum, that you thought, all right, Jaylen Brown, still some championship-like pride. The Hawks, I mean, everybody saw it on the bench. You saw Richard Jefferson trying to analyze it yesterday, basically saying, you want the honest answer or you want, like, the analyst answer? You could see it in their eyes. The Knicks made them quit.
Made them tap?
They made them quit before a possession was even played in the second quarter.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Well, and I think they made Atlanta tap earlier in this series. So you go back to obviously a week ago, we were all having fun at the draft party. Atlanta wins that dramatic game on the C.J. McCollum game winner. They can't get a shot off. Atlanta goes up 2-1. And I think most people still had confidence and belief that the Knicks would win this series as the better team. But what the Knicks did in Game 4 in Atlanta is they so physically took apart this Hawk team. And to Mike Brown's credit, and he's actually the first person I want to give credit to before we get into the individuals, but Mike Brown made adjustments. And we sat here after Game 3 kind of thinking that Quinn Snyder's the better head coach, especially through the first 3 games. And Mike Brown admitted it after the game last night. We had to change who we were. And he changed a lot of things between the offense going through Cat and even a small thing. Go to last night's game. Granted, the game was over early. The first bench move he made was going double big. That's the first thing he did. And remember, earlier in the series, he talked about not going double big and why he wasn't going double big. So there were a lot of adjustments made by Mike Brown. And I thought what the Knicks did going all the way back to Game 4 by destroying the Hawks, I think they took their soul in that game. And they reminded the Atlanta Hawks, we're better than you, we're tougher than you, and what are you going to do about it? And for those that have a long memory, and you remember back to Clint Capella making that line 5 years ago, he looked into all of your eyes, and he looked into that Knick team's eyes. No one's left from that team except for Mitch, who didn't play in that series. And he said, what are you going to do about it? And the Knicks did nothing. Well, 5 years later, you did the same thing to them. You didn't actually say what you're going to do about it, but your actions said what you're going to do about it. And while Atlanta may have a decent future, that's for them to worry about, they did nothing about it.
No.
They got blitzkrieged by a tougher team, by a better team, by a more physical team, by a bigger team. And credit to Mike Brown by the better head coach in the final 3 games of this series. And they left absolutely no doubt in systematically destroying the Atlanta Hawks.
I'll go with even more recent reference and another big guy currently playing for the Hawks. How about Tony Bradley before the series when he mentioned being a part of the Pacers and stealing the soul of the Knicks?
Yeah.
The Hawks stole the soul of the Knicks at 2 points early in the series, and you mentioned Game 3, and that bulletin board material was there, and it just never materialized into a Pacer-type series. And I think if I really could go back to Game 3 when we sat there at the draft party, I think there was an element of embarrassment from Jalen Brunson at that final possession that he couldn't get the shot off.
Yeah.
And you look at what now he didn't have to do much last night because again, you're not asking him to score 40 points when the lead is 40 points. But what he did in Game 5, leading into Game 6, I think Jalen Brunson, and learning to play with Cat and the way Mike Brown's orchestrated this, played with a sense of pride after what happened at the end of Game 3 that we were not going to have the same thing happen that happened versus the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah. One thing we don't do in the opening round of playoff series, they don't pick MVPs. They do that now for the conference finals and obviously in the NBA finals. There is a clear-cut MVP in this series. And so I wanted to start in terms of giving the credit to Mike Brown because he made the proper adjustments, and he took a lot of heat on this radio station a week ago. I think we all stand by it. I mean, that heat was deserved. Mm-hmm. He made the proper adjustments, some of the adjustments a lot of us wanted, and congratulations to him. But when it comes to players on the floor, there is an unquestioned MVP of this series, and his name is OG Anunoby.
Awesome.
OG Anunoby, even in losses, was the New York Knicks' best player. And I think ultimately over this 6-game series, and Karl Anthony Towns, another triple-double, he was awesome. He certainly was a part of the adjustments that were made by Coach Brown. OG Anunoby from beginning to end was the best player on the floor. Listen to these final – I'm going to read them. They're real, believe it or not. These are not made-up numbers.
They're real and they're spectacular.
Oh, they are. And this is 6 games, so a sample size of 6 games. OG Anunoby shot 61% from the field and 57% from 3. He made 17 of 30 shots from 3.
Unbelievable.
That isn't even human. That's video game stuff. And that's not even including the defensive intensity that OG has played with. OG Anunoby on so many levels. It's almost disrespectful to call him an X factor because he's better than that. But he is.
His health's an X factor, Evan.
Yeah, I guess that's what it would
When
be.
you look at the last 2 years.
Sure, him staying on the floor is the X factor. But everything he brings, and you go back to the building of this team by Leon Rose, and there's a lot of bricks in the wall, right? Obviously, signing Jalen Brunson is probably the biggest brick. But that trade, which I'll never forget, because there was a lot of negative reaction when the trade was first made of R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel quickly going to Toronto, and here comes OG Anunoby. What a trade. What a deal. And speaking of trades, I have to give credit where credit is due. I have to admit that last night, for the first time all year, Mikal Bridges wasn't afraid of contact. He said, give me contact.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges took it to the basket. He was aggressive. And here's why this is so important. As bad as he was 3 games ago, as much as he got benched by Mike Brown, do you remember what I said to you guys after that game? I said, remember this about Mikal Bridges. You need him.
You need him.
If you're going to win an NBA championship, and this team certainly has a chance to do so, I would look at them as the favorites in the Eastern Conference. More on that later. They can't have Mikal Bridges being benched. They can't have soft Mikal Bridges.
Not just because you need him defensively, though. You need him to contribute like
on
he did
both
last night.
sides, yes. Yeah. And so I think getting the best of Mikal Bridges, it's important. We can't just look at it as, bench his ass. We got Deuce McBride. No. If you need to get those 12 more wins, which is the goal, you need everybody. There's going to have to be contributions from everybody. And I thought last night was a positive sign from Mikal Bridges. He had that look in his eye that I don't know if we've even seen much of since he was traded here, especially because my biggest critique of Mikal, and I got no problem, I'll dish out the critiques and then I'll give credit where credit is due. For a year and a half now, we've talked about how it's almost like he's afraid of contact, how he doesn't want to go to the free throw line, how he settles for mid-range jumpers, how he's had this softness to him. Mm-hmm. That wasn't the case last night.
Did you see his
smile? And he deserves a lot of credit for that.
Did you see his smile when he threw down the alley-oop? It was like a piano got lifted off his back.
It kind of was. You're right. And that is so important moving forward. Look, the Atlanta Hawks are a flawed team. The Atlanta Hawks are not as good as the New York Knicks. This is only the first round. I think we all understand that. This is something the Knicks have accomplished before. I think it's the way they did it. Like, I think if the Knicks won in a traditional 6-game series, it would be more ho-hum. But I said this the other day, I think it was after they won Game 5. I said what really should encourage you is not that you won, but it's how you won. Mm-hmm. And that's it. You look like a team capable of winning an NBA championship. And I think that's the part of these 3 systematic destructions of the Atlanta Hawks that has to excite you. It's not beating the Hawks in 6. I don't want any outsiders saying, oh, look at these losers. They're celebrating a first-round victory. That's not what it's about. It's about how.
Yeah.
It's about the response.
Think about the last 2 years where we were in the first round, and both were fun series that the Knicks and the Knicks fans invading Philly 2 years ago and then the Detroit stuff last year. But those felt like more sandpaper series, Evan. Like, man, the Knicks should have done more with these series despite just winning. They accomplished that here with the blowouts. It was a completely different way they molded these last 3 wins than how they closed out Detroit and Philadelphia, in my mind.
And the magnitude of the blowout actually even surprised me because I'm listening to the game, and obviously my brain is going into millions of places. And one of the places I went to was, wait a second, I remember some blowouts in elimination games. Richard Jefferson even alluded to one on the broadcast. I'll never forget 2004 Game 7 Pistons-Nets. And I looked it up, and I was like, oh, my God, it's Mickey Mouse compared to this. The Nets lost that game by 21.
Yeah.
It wasn't this. Then I thought back to like, all right, you got Knicks Celtics, which I mentioned last year. That was really bad. We mentioned the halftime score was 64-37. That's also Mickey Mouse compared to this. I think back to these other perceived blowouts in closeout games. Nets Sixers in 2019. Mickey Mouse compared to this. It was a 22-point game. So when you look at the numbers and you look at those hilarious scores that were on the scoreboard, I was talking to Giannotti about this off air, and I think he mentioned it on air as well, about what score made you laugh the most. I think to me it was 101-45, which I think was actually a score. I have to make sure it was. It was something like that. It was when the Knicks got to 101 and Atlanta was stuck in the 40s, where it's like, bro, what is this, UConn women's basketball?
I think mine was like 80-31 in the second quarter because I looked up going, are they going to somehow hit 5 more shots and get to 100 here before halftime?
It's true. One I screen grabbed was 52-19. And I screen grabbed it when it sounded absurd. It obviously got a lot more absurd than that. So the level of the blowout was just off the charts. I mean, it broke all sorts of records. Biggest halftime deficit in postseason history. It actually only turned out to be the 5th biggest blowout in the history of the postseason, which is kind of crazy to think about considering how bad it was.
You sure? I thought it was 6th. I
got 4. If there's a 5th one, that's totally fine. I believe it. But the 5 I found, or the 4 I found, one was the Nuggets beating the Hornets 121-63 in 2009.
Okay.
The Lakers beating the Hawks, but this is the Minneapolis Lakers beating the St. Louis Hawks in 1956, 133-75. The Lakers beating the Warriors in 1973, 126-70. And then the recent one, this was actually I think this was the biggest blowout series in NBA playoff history, the Cleveland-Miami series from a year ago, 138-83.
Interesting. Okay, ESPN Stats and Information had it as the 6th biggest blowout in NBA postseason with a 61.
Yeah, I just named 4. I'm saying there may be a 5th.
I've got to think who the 5th was. Yeah.
Doesn't even matter. But it's crazy to think that this wasn't number 1.
I know.
But what makes it number 1 in my eyes is if you watched it, and I think most people did, and we'll hear from Knicks fans, did you actually shut the game off early or did you want to enjoy every second of this? It was over so quickly.
Yeah.
Like it was 9-4 Atlanta or 9-5 Atlanta, and then it was boom.
I wonder if the cross-reference Met fan who's been tormented by the Braves for years takes any solace in this.
I don't know about that.
The Knicks fan, not happy Atlanta gets to comeuppance?
Look, I can't speak on it, but the one thing I know as a fan is that usually the cross-city things doesn't do that much for me. They do a little bit, but they don't do that much for me.
I'm just trying to think of the other team in town where you hate the city of Atlanta and their fans.
I think it's more the team than the city.
Okay,
I think what's going to be really interesting, and we'll get into a little bit later on, is obviously now we wait for the second-round opponent, and it's 2 cities that we have long histories with.
Yeah.
2 franchises that the Knicks have long histories with, but even besides that, you mentioned the cities, 2 cities we have long histories with. The Atlanta thing is just about the Braves.
True.
Like, the Knicks and Hawks haven't been a rivalry. The Falcons and the Jets or the Falcons and the Giants haven't really been a rivalry. So it's really just that one kind of space. When it comes to Philadelphia and Boston, and again, you could pick your poison on this one, we hate everybody.
Hate them both.
And it's crossover hate. Like, you're a Yankee fan. I don't think you like the Phillies.
No.
I'm a Met fan. I don't like the Red Sox.
Yeah.
So it's a crossover hate. I'm a Jet fan. I don't like the Eagles.
Yeah.
I hope as a Giant fan you don't like the Patriots.
I appreciate the Patriots because we own them, but yeah, I don't like them.
Now, we'll get into that because that's a very interesting discussion that is causing a lot of crazy opinions in my mind, which is who do you want to face? The Philadelphia 76ers or the Boston Celtics? We'll get to that a little bit later on. Your calls are coming up at 888-808-1019. And also, it's Accountability Day. How did we all do in our predictions for this series and Game 6 specifically? Evan and Tiki. Tiki will be back in a couple of days. Shaun in the big chair. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by Total Orthopedics, the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics is expanding across Long Island and New Jersey with offices coming to Babylon, West Babylon, Comac, and West Orange. From sprains and broken bones to complex sports injuries, they're the experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com today. It's also sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery.
The Knicks embarrassed the Hawks in front of their home crowd in a vulgar display of power. And now await their conference semis opponent. Will it be a rematch with Boston? Or will the Sixers pull off the upset and set up a Broadway, Broad Street battle? The latest breaking Knicks news, the biggest Knicks opinions, and the most trusted voices delivering them all live here. Your home for New York sports is 101.9 FM WFAN.
Hey, business owners, it's Tiki Barber. Are you looking to earn extra money? Of course you are. When your business partners with Amazon Hub Delivery, you simply drop off packages to Amazon customers in your neighborhood. Get started at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery.
MSC Cruises feel so stylish and European. Let's espresso and gelato.
Espresso and gelato? Those aren't verbs.
Yeah, on MSC Cruises they are.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm into the American stuff. Let's coffee and soft serve.
Sounds like a plan. Maybe later we can chaise lounge and espadrille?
I think you mean pool chair and flip-flop.
For a limited time, get up to 30% off cruises, plus kids sail free.
To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Verizon Small Business Days are going on right now. This is the best time for small businesses to score great deals from Verizon Business and get one-on-one time with a business expert who will help with everything your business needs. These experts partner up with you to make sure you've got the best tech, devices, and plans so your business can get the W. Give Verizon Business a call to schedule a meeting with an expert during Small Business Days going on now through May 10th. Call 1-800-483-4428 or you can go to verizonbusiness.com.
Hi, I'm Bobby Witt Jr., ambassador for MLB's Play Ball.
Let's play ball!
It's an accessible, fun way for kids of all skill levels to learn the game, make new friends, and most importantly, get out and play ball. No prior experience needed. No bat or glove? No problem. We provide participants with their own bat and ball kit so kids can come as they are. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend, June 5th through the 7th. Visit playball.org to register for an event near you today.
Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd for the Yankees' annual Star Wars Day. Enjoy special appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Get your tickets now for Saturday, May 2nd, Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. For tickets, visit yankees.com/tickets. And may the Force be with you.
Guys, let's keep it simple. There are two things you probably should be doing: taking care of your health and doing something that actually makes an impact. Here's a way to do both. California Cryobank is looking for healthy men to become sperm donors. You can earn up to $2,400 a month and get free health and genetic screenings along the way. So yeah, you're getting paid to get checked out, and you're helping families who need it. Efficient, smart, done. Check out spermbank.com to learn more. Apply and see if you qualify.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Penalties and interest are piling up every single day. Wage garnishments and bank levies could hit any moment. If you've been avoiding it out of fear, you're not alone. But waiting only shrinks your options and ramps up the stress. The truth is, the IRS settles with taxpayers every day through legitimate programs, and many qualify to reduce what they owe, in some cases by up to 99%. That's why thousands turn to helpwithirsdebt.com. They've guided over 120,000 Americans, resolved more than $2.3 billion in tax debt, and back every case with their ironclad resolution guarantee. If there's no real path forward, you get a full refund, no fine print. They even randomly select one qualifying client each year and pay off their entire IRS balance. Terms apply. Don't let another day pass. Go to helpwithirsdebt.com right now. It's fast, easy, and confidential. Find out what's possible today. Helpwithirsdebt.com. Once again, that's helpwithirsdebt.com.
Your official home to talk New York sports is WFAN. Call us anytime at 888-808-1019. The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. The Knicks didn't play with their food in Game 6. Instead, they rubbed the Hawks' faces in theirs. 140-89 the final, and it wasn't even that close, as we just discussed in the open. 61-point margin is the sixth biggest blowout in NBA postseason. They also had an NBA postseason record 47-point halftime lead. They get to sit back and relax this weekend and await the winner of Game 7, Celtics-Sixers Saturday night. And during the afternoon, the Mets blew another game. Hello, Luke Weaver, as they continue into irrelevancy.
I was killing Charles Barkley a few days ago, but today I got to give him credit because he made me laugh at halftime. So this was before the game was over. Charles had some funny lines that cracked me up. Obviously, the Knicks had this massive, massive lead over the Atlanta Hawks. So here's one line that made me laugh from the Chuckster.
And there's light at the end of the tunnel, too, for the Hawks. It's the train, though.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's the train, though. Here's the other one. This one really cracked me up.
All I can say is still to come tonight, the third quarter of this game, if necessary.
You could say, hey, listen, on TNT, there's a good hockey game that's won the ship.
Epic moment.
Telling people to go to TNT for the hockey.
I think that's why that made me laugh so much. He's not only telling people shut the game off, he's saying, go to my former employer that lost the NBA to watch hockey. That was my favorite one from Charles last night.
Oh, that's so good.
I mean, what are you supposed to say at halftime?
But you appreciate that. We're not idiots. Don't do the thing during a blowout at halftime where you try to keep us. If we want to be here, we'll stay. Yeah. We all know the game's out of hand and it's over.
I think a game like last night is the game where you lose the casuals or the ones that aren't Knick or Hawk fans. I think you lose some Hawk fans because they may just say, I don't want to watch the end of this. I'm done. And as you'll hear, as we take some calls from Knick fans, I think a lot of Knick fans said, I got to watch every second of this. I have to enjoy every morsel of this victory. Real quick, before we get to your calls, at the very end of yesterday's show, we made predictions about Game 6. Let's see who was the closest.
I think the Knicks blow them out by like 18 points tonight and win and seal this up.
Is the game ever close?
In the second quarter, but the third quarter, Brunson takes over second half. They run away.
Close first quarter, 133 to 104.
Yeah, I think the Hawks have a lead until about 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. I think they'll finish the first half strong. I think the Knicks will ultimately win this game by a final score of 115 to 97. This was funny.
You're wrong.
All of us were wrong, but all of us had the Knicks winning by a lot.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not going to say we were wrong. We all had blowout double-digit wins on our scorecard. Who the hell had 61 points?
Well, technically, it was close in the first quarter. It was 9-5 Atlanta.
Yeah, 9-5.
And the best part about 9-5 is, so I started this game about 20 minutes late on DVR, nothing crazy. And I paused it at 9-5 Atlanta to shower my youngest son. And so there was a 15 to 20-minute period where it was 9-5 Atlanta.
Right.
And I was in my head breaking down the first 5 minutes of the game or 4 minutes of the game. And then obviously, all right, he's all clean. He's all good. I jump into bed. I restart the game. Atlanta didn't score for another 45 minutes.
Isn't that funny? Had you said, honey, give me another 10 minutes, you would have been fine. You would have never had to go back.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Let's hear from the Knicks fans, 888-808-1019. Larry is in Queens. Good morning, Larry.
What's up, Evan? What's up, Sean?
Yo.
How are you guys, Dave?
Good, man.
Big Knicks fan here, and I just want to give a shout-out and say hello to my two good buddies, Mike and Sal, who are also huge Knicks fans.
Nice.
So,
good for them. Happy for you guys.
Evan, sometimes, and Sean as well, you need to go through a little adversity, like early on in the series, which the Knicks did. They lost Game 3, and a lot of people were, doubting them and, things going on with the team, doubting Mike Brown. And sometimes you fight through that adversity and you go on for a long playoff run, and maybe that's what's, meant for this team to be.
In fact, I think that happened last year. And I remember when it was going on, we were hypotheticalizing, is this what this team needs? And that was the series against Detroit where they got punched in the mouth. Now, in a weird way, that was a closer series, even though the Knicks had a 3-1 series lead, and in this series they were down 2-1. But if you look at the games, a lot of those games could have gone either way. But they got out of that physical series against the Pistons, and the thought was, hey, maybe this is something they can build off of. And honestly, they did, because look what ended up happening in the Boston series. I've even surmised that could be the case right now with the Pistons, who are dealing with their own adversity against Orlando. It happened early, but I think you go back to Game 4 in Atlanta, down 2-1. The New York Knicks had a choice. And they answered the call, and specifically it was Karl Anthony Towns and the way the offense went through him and his incredible performance and the adjustments they made on defense. So I think the turning point was that response in Game 4, because that was Atlanta's chance. Remember we mocked, I think it was Nikhil Walker, Alexander Walker, when he said, hey, it's okay. It's 2-2. It's okay.
Right.
We got him right where we want him, or we did what we needed to do. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You just gave back home court advantage.
Right. When you take home court advantage, the point is now you own home court. You win the 2 games at home.
Exactly. Once they allowed the Knicks pretty definitively to take Game 4.
Another game, it felt like at halftime it was over, by the way.
Yeah. No, the last 3 games.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the last 3 games of this series, that's why this is historic. It's already been kind of confirmed. It's the biggest point differential in a 6-game series in the history of the NBA. And that's exactly what happened. Here were the point differentials from 4, 5, and 6. Plus 16, plus 29, plus 51. Over 3 games.
I mean.
And what's crazy is, and the reason the point differential is so high is the 2 losses were by 1 point each.
I know.
Which brings that number down, obviously. Let's go to Sean in Stamford, Connecticut. What's up, Sean?
Hi, good morning, guys. I'm not even a basketball fan, but shout out to my massage Crystal, who is, and we were talking about this game, and I turn on the game in the background, and I'm like, oh, it's 27-13. Like, that's kind of odd. Then also I turn back, and it's like, oh my God! And I couldn't. It was like 90-something to like 33 at halftime. I was like, I've never seen, and I looked like that in my life. And by the time this game is over, I described it to her as a quote professional beatdown unquote.
Oh yeah, I think you nailed it. And you know, I was thinking about actually Carton last night, and I'll tell you why. Craig and I used to have a debate, and I thought he was so wrong about this debate. He would say, I love the drama of sports, and I'd rather a game be close than a blowout.
I remember this.
And I kind of vaguely remember some of the origins of that debate was, I think my team, the Nets, when they happened to be a real team, they won a playoff game by like 40 against the Bucks in the first 2 games of that conference semifinals from a few years ago. And I remember him saying to me, it's boring. That's not fun. I want it to be close. And I'm like, you're crazy. So as I'm watching this game last night, and respect to Craig, because I think we all gained respect for his Knick fandom based on the way he watched that game a week ago at the draft.
Heck yeah.
I'm thinking about him watching this game, and I'm saying this is the moment where he realizes, as always, Evan was right. Because you can't tell me that destroying the Hawks by 200 points last night isn't more fun than the pressure cooker of winning at the buzzer. You can't tell me. It's fun. You put your feet up, you roast some food, you drink a cocktail, you're never worried. And honestly, the last 3 games of this series, all to varying degrees, had that same non-worry feel. And you cannot tell me, if you're a real fan, that ain't a lot of fun.
Yeah, listen, anytime you have a dramatic playoff win, of course, we'll always remember where we were in the moment. But for the game, for the 2.5-hour experience, that was way better. The blowout is way better. Case in point, Evan, when Jalen Brunson runs into Little Boozy in the crowd and basically playfully takes him out of his chair, and Little Boozy's got to lay there in embarrassment as a Hawks fan, that was really funny and fun if you're a Knicks fan. Could you imagine being a Hawks fan on the other end going, our celebrity fan is just getting tickled on the court by the opponent down 40? So you don't get that in a close game.
So that was your favorite comical moment from this game?
Yes.
Because I have another one.
Okay, it's my favorite moment just because, let's just hear me out. If the role was reversed and we were doing a show today and the Hawks kicked the Knicks' ass at the Garden and Fat Joe got physically removed from his seat and tickled by C.J. McCollum and he had to lay there and fake like he was hurt, what would we be saying today?
Oh, it'd be an uproar.
It would be an uproar.
Yeah.
So, yes, it was my favorite comical moment.
My favorite moment, and I don't know if you caught it and you were able to read his lips, was the Dolan Marbury moment.
The best.
So, first of all, great job by not only the Knick fans showing up, but the Knick alumni.
Yeah.
And as much as I've criticized James Dolan, and a lot of us have, especially with the way the Garden is run in terms of let's wiretap everybody, he does take care of the Knick legends very well. And I want to be fair, so I'll rip him for a lot of things, but I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. I mean, it seems like everyone's in the family except for Charles Oakley.
I was going to say, yeah.
And I would almost guess, I could be wrong about this, but I'm going to go out on a limb, that Dolan probably flies all these guys down for the games. That would not surprise me.
Yeah, I don't think Marbury flipped the bill on his own Delta flight.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe it's a private flight. So,
yeah. Or maybe they flew with the team.
Maybe. That's possible, too. Either way, I think Dolan, for all the crap I or anyone else gives him, got to be fair. I think he does a great job with the alum. So he's sitting next to Stephon Marbury, and they zoom up on both of them, and you can clearly read Dolan's lips as he says to Marbury, 41 bleeping points. And he was referring to how many points the Knicks were up by.
Didn't he also give the wow right after that, too? Yes.
The owner of the team is saying to Stephon Marbury, I can't believe we're whipping this team's ass like this.
That's got to be so satisfying for an owner.
Oh, no doubt, especially on the road, all the crap you've taken. Yes, that was my most comical moment of the game. Just seeing Dolan slumped in his chair, 41 effing points. Wow.
Again, if we were on the losing end of that, it was, another owner of another team, and they're now doing that. What are we feeling today?
Disrespected.
Yeah, I'd be pitifully embarrassed as a Hawks fan today. I just would.
Oh, I would too. And luckily, we don't have to have this discussion. They're probably having it in Atlanta. But when you lose a game like that, does it kind of spoil your entire season?
Yeah.
And sometimes it does. It happened to me. I know when the Nets got assaulted by the Sixers in 2019, they had a nice, fun season. I was embarrassed. They went down to Philly and got was non-competitive. And
it takes the magic away of a surprise year.
And that was the other thing. So I looked that game up, too, just to see how bad was that loss. Not nearly as bad as this one.
The Nets still in the league.
As bad as it felt in the moment, none of these blowout losses can even come close to the physical and mental assault the New York Knicks placed on the Atlanta Hawks last night. John is in Pennsylvania. What's up, John?
Hey, Evan and Shaun, a first-time caller. I appreciate all your work. You definitely don't turn that game off, man. This is the same Knicks team I had to watch win 17 games a year, and now we're just absolutely embarrassing a team. Come on, get real.
Good.
Fan.
No,
that's a good
I'm
fan.
almost making sure, John, because, look, everybody's different, right? It's even what I referred to with Carton about how he prefers closer games, and I swear I need an answer from him today. I'm not even going to wait for his show. As soon as he comes in, I'm going to say, by the way, bro, Mr. I like close games. You would have preferred a close game last night? Mm-hmm. And there's no way, unless he's trolling me, he would actually say yes. He enjoyed last night.
He enjoyed it, but he will say, would have been better with the dramatic shot.
Nah, but
he's backed into a corner.
Listen, you know what? Sometimes you just admit you're wrong. It's okay to do that. You're wrong. See,
certain tweets after Met losses tell me not everybody does that.
What are you talking about?
Stay positive after yesterday.
Yeah, but he's not. You talking about Tommy?
Yeah.
That's his shtick. I wouldn't include him in that.
Isn't that Craig's thing, the close games? He's said it for years.
Yeah, but you know what the mistake Craig made, and we all make this mistake. I try to avoid it at all costs. I'm trying really hard today about this. We don't look at perspectives when it's not our team the exact same way. We just don't.
Okay, that's true.
When you're in it, it's different. And my number one goal, and I am not saying I'm perfect at it, but I try, is to always put myself in the shoes of that fan, even if I don't root for the team, right? But it's not easy because you are cosplaying. Cosplaying? Cosplaying.
I think it is cosplay.
Is it cosplay?
I think you had it right. You second guessed
it. It's cosplay. I agree with that. It's cosplay.
It's tough to cosplay as a fan. And so I don't think what he understood was, well, what does it feel like when it's you? Because with due respect to Craig, he's a Knicks fan. I don't know much else, He's a diehard Knicks fan. When have they really been in the position of just enjoying a blowout victory? So you can't understand. My team wins by 1 million runs or 1 million points. I'm having the greatest time of my life.
Yes.
Now, everybody's different. But I'll tell you right now, while the DVD moment is better, no doubt, while the play-by-play calls and listening to it are better, if it's a dramatic win, in the moment for 2.5 hours, give me, inject into my veins, the blowout victory 10 out of 10 times.
100% stamp agree. I want every one of my playoff wins going forward for all my teams to feel like that one.
Yeah, Knicks fans, would you be upset if you go 12 for 12 and you win every game by 30, or would that be boring?
No, it's the best ride of your life.
Dude, when I say it, it's a dumb question, but I'm just confirming.
Yeah.
You just want to beat the crap out of everybody.
And look, we're 1 for 1 there on those calls. I just also want to say this. I think you're underestimating people. Outside of anybody who had to wake up at 3 a.m. or earlier, no Knick fan turned off that game.
It was an early enough game.
The game's over by, first of all, really, over at 9:30?
No, I agree.
Why would you not? What else you putting on? American Idol for the 14th time? There was no baseball last night.
Let's go to Bill in Brooklyn. What's up, Bill?
Gentlemen, good morning. How are we doing today?
Good.
Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. Good.
what I'm most encouraged about, what I'm hopeful for moving forward throughout the rest of the postseason is I think the Cat, rightfully so, got a lot of darts this year, and Mike Brown as well, too, how Cat was scoring and how he was involved in this offense. And I think if we would have said a few weeks ago in a Game 6, Brunson only scored 17 points, Cat made one basket, only shot 4 shots, we wouldn't have thought this game would have went this way. And I feel like Mike Brown and the coaching staff unlocked something with Cat, where you see him now involved in the offense. And I think a lot of it was people want him to score more. And for me, it's not about him scoring.
It's running the offense through him. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not field goal attempts. Sometimes we view it that way. It's, hey, dominate down low, Cat. And sometimes it is that, but it's running the offense through him. And you've seen it since Game 4. And that's why at the top of this show, when we talked about, all right, we're going to hand out a lot of flowers today, as the old cliche goes, where do you want to start? In fairness, I got to start with Mike Brown. And that doesn't mean we owe him an apology. I think the critiques of Mike Brown have been fair. The lack of adjustments in the first 3 games happened. Like, what are we supposed to do, ignore it? Wait for the series to end? No, we analyze it and we react as it's happening. That's what we do as fans. And to the credit of Mike Brown, I thought the adjustments he made in Game 4, 5, and 6 was off the charts.
And just one more thing. I know that we look at the Brunson total and the Cat total. They didn't have to score those points either. Like,
right.
Had the game gone the other way, I kind of think the Knicks would have eliminated them anyway, and we would have got the classic Brunson 30 points.
Sure, but OG scored, 29 and 27 minutes?
Exactly.
So
you didn't need it. So, yeah, it's easy to say, look at the box score and would you have thought, but that's why we thought, because the game was blown out.
Sure. It's more about and Mike Brown has addressed this after games. They've changed their offense in the middle of a series. They changed their defensive assignments in the middle of the series. It's called adjustments. It's what you need to do.
A good coach doesn't get stuck in his ways.
Absolutely. Deserves a lot of credit. That was a shot at Tibbs. I saw what you did there.
Yes, it was.
You took a shot at him.
Well,
what? Just to devil's advocate you, he's in the same spot Tibbs was.
He is in the same spot Tibbs was, but even, like I pointed out, the Pistons, the Sixers, even when the Knicks faced adversity in those first-round series, the Knicks just got by on what worked the entire season. There was no real adjustment made.
And here's the other thing about Mike Brown versus Tom Thibodeau, and it is going to be a talking point just because there is that comparison. I said this at the end of the regular season, and I'll say it at the end of the first round because I'm going to analyze it as an IBO. In the regular season, the Knicks, look at any metric you want, were better this year than last year. They had a better offensive rating. They had a better defensive rating. They had a better record. They were better against good teams. Those are all just indisputable facts. Mm-hmm. They were better across the board this season under Mike Brown than they were Tom Thibodeau. That's number one. Number two, first round series, it's tough to compare. The Pistons are a very different opponent than Atlanta, but you systematically destroyed your first round opponent in a more impressive way than you did last year. So, again, we can only compare it. And so far, and obviously the Eastern Conference semis, the Eastern Conference finals, dare I say the NBA finals, will be the true determinating factor in this. But as of right now, if you're scoring at home, Mike Brown has a clear lead.
Totally. And here's the perfect way to look at it, too, not to have the last word like I always do. The Pistons this year, I would argue, came off that first-round series with the Knicks as motivation for we are a good team on the come. I'm not sure the Hawks know what the hell they are leaving this series today. And I know
not our problem.
It's not our problem.
Not our problem.
But the point is that's what Mike Brown's adjustment in the Knicks did to them.
Let's go to Ryan in Stony Point. What's up, Ryan?
What's going on, fellas? Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a great morning. Two quick things. One, I think you said it earlier, OG, MVP of the series.
Yep.
No doubt in my mind.
Yep.
And two, so I'm a coach. I'm a baseball coach. I had a game last night, and I'm like, the game's going to end at 7. I'll watch the Knicks game from the beginning. And I don't want to listen to it on the radio because I want to watch it for the first time. And I'm listening to Tommy. He's like, everything's going great over in Atlanta. So I'm like, they're up 12. And my friends are blowing up a group chat. And I'm like, geez, they really must be pouring it on. And I get the notification, the Knicks are up 41 points. And I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, I'm not even going to bother watching it from the beginning. I'll watch a little bit here and there, but I'm not going to alter my night now. Let me come home, let me shower, let me eat, and I'm watching it while I go to bed. Game where they were up by 50. I was like, let's just have a nice, relaxing night.
I will admit this, Ryan. When you DVR or consume a basketball game the way you did, it's very tricky. It's a trickier sport to watch on record than baseball or football. And I very rarely do football because it's always live. But here's the tough part about basketball, and that's why I kind of get it. I kind of understand your spot. If you know the team is up 19-4, it wasn't 19-4, but you know what I mean, there is that urge to, let me skip ahead.
Yeah.
Let me see where this goes. And you end up not watching it.
Because it's not like 3 touchdowns in a football game or 3 goals in a hockey game. You're seeing the basket just get hit quickly.
Exactly. I am not the biggest fan of DVRing basketball. I've done it because I like to watch my team all the time. Yeah. I like to watch these games, but it's different than the other sports.
Mike's problem was, and we respect that he put on Tommy. We respect that he has his friends in the group chat. You got to pull the Evan Roberts and shut down the phone until you get home.
No, you're right. You're right. By the way, speaking of Tommy, because I think about people. Like I said, I was thinking about Craig last night with the whole blowout discussion.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the next round schedule because I'm all over it. Like, are we going to make road trips? Which games are at the Garden? Which games am I going to go to? But more importantly, will there be Yankee games so that Tommy doesn't have to be on the air during Knick games?
You did that math?
And I have already done the math. Tommy probably hasn't even done the math. Game 1, whether it's in Boston or it's at the Garden against the Sixers, is going to be on Monday night. Well, good news. The Yankees are playing Monday night.
That's the Pete Alonso goodbye game.
That's right. Game 2 of the Knicks, Celtics, or Sixers series will be Wednesday night.
Isn't that DeGrom night?
That's I got to do the math on that. That's maybe not. That's also a 7 o'clock game. So for games 1 and 2, he's all set up. I'm very happy for him. That's what I was thinking about.
I am too. And we assume 8 o'clock starts?
I would assume so. And by the way, coming up at 11 o'clock, because we do need to get into it, and I think it's fascinating. What do you want? Because I think all of us assumed it would be Boston, especially with them having a 3-1 series lead and a lead in Game 5. What's happened is insane, but it has become a very fair debate now on what you would prefer as a Knicks fan. So we're going to go into that coming up at 11 o'clock. Let's go to Nick in the Bronx. What's up, Nick?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
So I listen to all the shows all day, so I keep a lot of receipts. And yesterday at the end of his show, Craigie said, let's get a blowout here. Let's be done by the second quarter. You know? So, yes.
So was he just like trolling me with that debate then? Because we thought about it multiple times.
I think what happened was exactly what you just said.
He doesn't understand perspective unless it's his own team?
Yeah, he views it from watching everybody else. The games are better when they're close. And he finally got in a position with his team, and we know stressed him out.
He's a great Knicks fan.
Great Knicks fan.
We're putting him over in that regard.
And we saw in real time the stress on him during the draft in Knicks Game 3 party.
100%.
And I think it clicked with him for this. You know what? I don't want to deal with it.
So he's a phony.
I wouldn't say phony.
Okay, what's the word to use then? He doesn't understand anyone else's. Okay, he likes to laugh at all of us.
Yeah.
But when it comes to him, no, I need a blowout. I don't want to be stressed.
I think real life situations can make you change your mind.
So it's what I said. He can't cosplay as another fan.
He can't cosplay.
Because he doesn't know what it's like.
He got taught a life. We all learn life lessons. Does that mean we're frauds? Or does that mean we learn from lessons?
Well, I think it depends. If he apologizes to me and admits that I was right about the debate, I'm good to go. I'm a sucker for an apology. But usually, and what I've learned over the last few months of us being on before them and me asking for Craig apologies, usually when I ask for an apology, it turns into him asking me for an apology.
Well,
which has happened like 3 times now.
I've gotten used to
Actually, Evan owes me an apology.
I don't think he'll do that to you today. Around 1:10 p.m., Craig is going to be in the back office with a whole pizza pie in front of him.
And I'm going to go in there and call him out.
You go right in there and you get your apology.
So you think he'll do it off air?
He's not saying it on him.
Yeah, it's not worth on air. But off air, I don't care.
Evan,
I just want my apology.
Take your cell phone, hit record in your pocket.
That's a good idea.
And just walk in there.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Even though there's some laws against that, what's he going to do? Sue me? What's he going to do? Say, Evan aired me on the radio without me knowing?
Nope. I think you record.
That would be the most hilarious lawsuit in the history of radio. Afternoon host sues midday host for secretly recording him, asking him question about blowouts versus close games.
So much for all getting along.
Let's go to John in Queens. What's going on, John?
Good morning, fellas. How you guys doing today?
Doing excellent. What's on your mind?
Good. I'm 39. I've been watching the Knicks since 93. I've never seen a game like that in my life. That game was absolutely crazy. And to your point that you made, I will definitely take blowouts every single game. I don't care. If we win by 30 every game and my blood is not boiling, my blood pressure is not going up, I will take that. That game was over probably with, 6-7 minutes left in the second quarter. I started riding on the Peloton bike. I started washing some of the dishes that I had left in the kitchen. So I definitely was all over the place, still locked in, but was definitely comfortable doing some other things while that game was on.
And that's the best way to watch a game. It reminds me of a debate. I actually had this with Shaun off air. It's not Knicks related, but it's interesting. And I think it proves the point that when it's your team, nothing matters. When it's your team, don't get caught in stuff that doesn't matter. And the example I want to use is the Denver Nuggets. I was genuinely surprised that the Denver Nuggets lost last night. Yeah. Genuinely. Especially with how shorthanded the Minnesota Timberwolves are. And I made the observation of Shaun. I said, boy, I own it. I thought the Nuggets were going to the NBA Finals. I raised my hand before the season, not before the playoffs. They really feel like frauds. It feels like their championship was really paper. To which Shaun said, that's crazy. And I gave him a fact that I don't think you were aware of.
I was not.
About the Nuggets. And that is, they are the only team in a full season to win an NBA championship and never have to beat or play a team that won more than 50 games. All they did was play 44 and 45 win teams. They had, statistically, the easiest road to an NBA championship in the history of basketball. And so I make that statement. I believe that. We can argue it all day. But if you're in Denver, who cares? You won. Because Rosie kept chiming in. It doesn't matter. They won. And I said, I know that. I'm not
couldn't play themselves as a 50-win team.
Of course. I'm not blaming them. I'm observing it. And I remember when the Yankees got to the World Series in 2024, there were a lot of people, usually Met fans, saying, well, you didn't beat anybody. And I thought I was the loudest guy into the microphone saying, who cares? Right. You beat who's in front of you. And so the Knicks winning last night may not have been entertaining for the world. If they win 12 more games and all of them are by 50, it may not be entertaining for the world. Who cares?
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter, by the way, what your road is either. Let's say the Knicks are playing the Sixers because Boston loses. Let's say they're playing Toronto in the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's say they're playing a disheveled Laker team in the NBA Finals because SGA slipped getting out of bed.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Because they haven't apologized when they've had to lose versus monstrous teams in the postseason.
Of course. So observations like I have about Denver doesn't mean I'm taking their championship away. Yeah. It's just an observation. Mm-hmm. And to them, it shouldn't matter. Just like it shouldn't matter to you if the Eastern Conference becomes this gold-paved road. Like it didn't matter to the Yankee fan. Did it bother you that you beat a bunch of crappy AL Central teams?
Hell no. I cherish those two series of my life.
And I hope you don't take that line as any negative, because I'm not even being negative. I'm just describing it.
We couldn't play ourselves.
You couldn't play yourselves?
I still believe they were a great team no matter what. Couldn't play themselves. Not their fault.
No, I totally agree.
I feel that way about the Knicks.
Let's go to Kerry in Sayreville, who made a very interesting, gutsy decision. What's up, Kerry?
It's another beautiful morning when the Knicks win. I wake up so refreshed and happy. It's a good day. But I decided this morning I did free cancellation, but I'm good Monday just in case they play Boston. I'll be there. Otherwise, Philly, I could drive. So I'm all set Monday. I got my hotel. I'm close. And I figure once it becomes official, they'll probably jack the prices. So
How many?
I'll get my tickets soon.
How many of these road games are you planning on going to? Obviously, in Boston, you've got 1, 2, 5, and 7. If it's Philadelphia, we're talking about 3, 4, 6. But are you planning on hitting all of them? What's your kind of game plan for this?
I have this thing called work, which kind of puts a little bit of a spin on things. But I'll be there. If it's Boston, I'll be there game 1. I know, it sucks. So I'll do game 1 in Boston. If it's there, I can't do game 2. And then I have season tickets, so I'll be at all the home games. And then hopefully next week, I go to, what would be game 5?
Nice.
I think it's Tuesday.
Nice.
So
she's basically going to miss one road game.
That's it. You're going to be at all of them.
Kerry's
Great job,
a great
Kerry.
fan.
Great job.
Great
now,
job.
there are 2 levels to this, and we're going to get into both of them because this is our only day to discuss this because we're going to know our opponent by Monday. There's who do you want to play from a basketball standpoint, and there's who do you want to play from a road trip standpoint. Because Boston and Philly are obviously the easiest places to get to. And there are benefits for it being Boston. There are benefits for it being Philadelphia. So there's 2 levels to this. There's the basketball level, which we'll address next in a few minutes. And then there's the travel aspect of it. Because that one's complicated. I've already mapped this whole thing out for us because we do follow the big games. We don't talk it, we do it. Mm-hmm. And so I've already game planned our scenarios. And I could tell you this. If it's Boston, we're probably out.
Yeah.
If it's Philadelphia, we got a shot.
There's a window.
There's a window. And it's all based on days of the week. So I know it's also a personal thing for a lot of people. But when we come back, we'll break it down. Who should you rather play? And we'll hear from you at 888-808-1019. As it is Evan and Tiki. Tiki returns in a couple of days. Shaun's sitting in HSS is ranked the number one orthopedics for 16 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. When you choose HSS, you're receiving the best orthopedic care you can get. Now with the expanded services in New Jersey, patients can receive world-class care from the first appointment through to surgery and follow-up care for sports injuries, joint replacements, spine care, and more. Learn more at hss.edu/New Jersey.
Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. And with each package delivered, your business gets paid. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup costs, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub-delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery. And this Odyssey Sports Minute is brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Those that are talking about tearing it down are probably jumping the gun, but it's worth asking the question after a first-round exit. Can the Denver Nuggets win another title with this core? Nikola Jokic is 31. Aaron Gordon, 31. Jamal Murray will be in his 30s before their next playoff game. It's been 3 years since their championship run, and they've had just one other trip to the conference finals in the Jokic era, which was in the bubble 6 years ago. I'm Chris Mack.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. Ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for the best deal on Falcon tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. And I mean absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
All right, they won. You gotta text your buddies, except you're driving. If you have to respond, pull over. Texting and driving is illegal and could lead to an accident. A safety message from the Rothenberg Law Firm, injurylawyer.com.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey. Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. I've spent years on the field learning what really matters most: reliability, consistency, and trust. That's why I love Red Pocket Mobile. You choose from 3 major 5G networks, plans start at just $10 a month, and stay there. Plus real customer care answers in under 2 minutes. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
You look like you could use a refresher, a Dunkin' refresher. Try Dunkin's delicious black cherry or berry acai refreshers. One sip and you'll feel refreshed. There's so many delicious flavors like mango, pineapple, or strawberry dragon fruit. So whether you're powering through your day or just pulling up for a little treat, make it a Dunkin' refresher. Dunkin' refreshers, they're the perfect summer pick-me-up. Dunkin' refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
This is the story of the one.
As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
The Mega Millions jackpot is now $178 million. If you win, that's enough money to buy a flat-screen TV for every room of your new mansion. Stop by a New Jersey Lottery retailer to get your ticket today.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd for the Yankees' annual Star Wars Day. Enjoy special appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters. And the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Get your tickets now for Saturday, May 2nd, Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. For tickets, visit yankees.com/tickets. And may the Force be with you.
Get breaking sports news here. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
One of the underrated but most important moments from last night's win was Mitchell Robinson losing his mind and getting ejected because they need Mitch healthy. He is such an important piece to a postseason run, and the Knicks have done a very good job of maintaining Mitchell Robinson's health throughout this season. And so he lost his mind yesterday. Dyson Daniels finally got to him, and it was BS because Dyson really started it, and the foul should have been called on him.
Yeah.
But Joel Embiid lost his mind, and if he wasn't held back, he would have basically thrown Dyson 10 rows deep. And an official actually fell down during the kerfuffle. But I thought him getting ejected was important.
Joel
Because
Embiid?
What was that?
You called Mitchell Robinson Joel Embiid.
Did I just call him that?
Yeah, you said Joel Embiid lost his mind.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm thinking ahead, aren't I?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. What a premonition.
Maybe. Well, Mitchell Robinson lost his mind, much like Joel Embiid has lost his mind in the past. And I think ejecting him was the best thing that could have happened to the Knicks for two reasons. A, keeps him healthy. You never know what happens. And just B, get him rest. And it worked out well for the Knicks because in the fourth quarter of this game, nobody played. And at halftime, on Inside the NBA, they actually had a legitimate discussion of should Mike Brown play any of his starters in the second half.
We did get to that point. I don't know what the number was for you, Evan, but like 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and I'm watching Jalen Brunson dribble. All I kept thinking about was, this guy can't get hurt now.
Yeah, it was actually a very interesting debate because at what point do you say, okay, it's over? Because there's also a level of disrespect. Like when you take the starters out, you are telling the world it's a cigar moment. When you take the starters out, which you effectively did late third quarter, that's normal. Hey, you're taking your starters out. It's late third quarter. They're getting a few minutes to sit. That's not abnormal. If you come out in the second half and Huck Porty's on the floor, it's like a human cigar moment, and it is very insulting to your opponent. And Mike Brown's a classy guy. I don't think he wanted to do that. I'm being serious. I think that's a part of the thinking.
I think you start with them, but I think they still went too long in the third quarter with them.
Yeah.
I did, in hindsight.
I don't know what the right answer is. But
I'm not worried about their other... Like, who cares about the human cigar moment? You got to worry about yourself.
Well, no, I'm just saying I do think that it calls attention to the fact that you've historically destroyed them by taking your starters out and starting the second half with Tyler Kolek. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, or is it we're pouring it on more by having Jalen Brunson run around on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, you're doing that too. You know, it's kind of a pick your poison thing.
Jeez.
But what I was surprised about, and I think all of us are surprised, I know the people down in Philadelphia are surprised, is how the Sixers-Celtics series turned. I mean, Boston had a 3-1 lead in this series, and they had a 13-point lead in the third quarter of Game 5. Just think about that for a second. At home. Mm-hmm. I mean, just add all that up. And the Sixers from late third quarter on were a completely different team. Defensively, they were maniacal. And so Philadelphia steals Game 5. Okay. I think there was a lot of, all right, okay. Boston still has this thing. And then what happened last night in Philadelphia is kind of forming this view And I've heard it a lot so far this morning that the Sixers are a growing threat and that the Sixers are a bigger threat than the Boston Celtics. And here's the way I view this, because I think it's complicated. Do I think the Philadelphia 76ers right now, talent-wise, especially with Joel Embiid on the floor, do I think they're a more talented team than the Boston Celtics? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
When you look at the year that Edgecombe's had, obviously we know what Tyrese Maxey can do. Playoff P is playing. Joel Embiid is healthy. Quentin Grimes off the bench. Like, they are a really talented basketball team that should have been better than a play-in team.
Absolutely.
And I think we can acknowledge that.
Right.
So I admit that right now with Embiid on the floor, and especially with the way they've played defensively over the last 3 games and really the last 9.5 quarters, they look like a better team than the Boston Celtics. But what I can't get out of my mind is the DNA. What I can't get out of my mind is despite the fact that Jason Tatum didn't look healthy last night.
No, left in the third quarter.
Left in the third quarter, and he's dealing with calf issues right now, though after the game seemed like he's good to go. And yes, the Celtics are not a deep team. And yes, the Celtics are not as talented as they were last year. And they look beatable, no doubt about it. I can't ignore the DNA. And so when I hear people say, because I heard Jerry Recco say it this morning, I heard Giannotti say it this morning, both said, hey, I think I prefer Boston. And I get it. Like, I'm not even saying they're crazy because of what but talent-wise, they're not wrong. But it's given me flashbacks. And Gio remember this because I know he had this opinion as well. It's given me flashbacks to Dodgers-Padres. It's given me flashbacks to Mets are in the NLCS. The Padres and Dodgers are about to play a Game 5, winner take all, and we naturally had that debate. Who would you rather play? And based on all the injuries in the Dodger rotation, and that was the main reason used, hey, I'd rather play the Padres. And what scared me was, I don't know, man. They're still the Dodgers.
They are.
And we all know what happened. The Dodgers won Game 5. They actually won Game 4 and Game 5. They beat the Mets. They beat the Yankees. And they're on back-to-back World Series Burners right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting flashbacks to the Dodger-Padre debate. In fact, just to prove my point, I retweeted it earlier. My poll from October 10th, 2024. Met fans, who do you want in the NLCS? 70% said they preferred the LA Dodgers. 30% said the San Diego Padres. And if you read the responses, and again, I'm not saying that Ariel Cohen was a bad guy for writing it, but Padres bullpen is superior. The Mets are better suited to pound relievers late in games. I mean, fair rationale, but think about how crazy that sounds.
Especially what's happened next year. No, there's no doubt.
So what I asked the Knicks fan, because I put the exact same poll out today, as a Knicks fan, who do you want to face in the next round? And much like 2 years ago, I heard on this station so far, I haven't heard everybody yet. Obviously, afternoon guys haven't been on. I don't think Tommy gave an opinion specifically on it. If he did, I missed it. My apologies. But Jerry and Gio, coming from a fair place, both said, give me the Celtics because of how flawed they look right now. And while I get it from a basketball standpoint, I do, especially the Embiid Towns matchup, which was going to be amazing. More on that later. DNA wins out.
I agree.
DNA wins out, bro.
Too much pedigree there with the Boston Celtics at this point. You trust that at some point the Philadelphia 76ers might be in this 3-4 game run where they just regress back to Embiid has some off-the-wall injury or disease now.
Exactly.
And that is right around the corner.
I think there are two things about the 70. Well, there's three. First of all, home court advantage. Let's just put that to the side and acknowledge that I do think there's a value to that.
Yeah, you want Game 7 in your building.
Doesn't mean it's the end-all, be-all, but yes, I would like Game 7 in my building. I would like 1, 2, 5, 7 at Madison Square Garden as opposed to going to Boston. Obviously, can the Knicks win in Boston? I think they showed you that last year.
Yeah.
I would just always prefer the home court. You have it against Philly. You don't have it against Boston. Number 2, the Embiid factor. The Embiid factor.
Who the hell trusts that he's going to be completely healthy and dominant for a 7-game
I
period?
would assume he's not.
Right. And if he does, well, it's about time. But you can't go in assuming that.
Well, if he does, I still think you can beat them.
Of course.
Like, does it make the Sixers a tougher opponent? Of course. That Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns history will be brought up, and Embiid's had great success against Towns. The numbers are the numbers.
This might be the spring coronation of Embiid in this career and what we've been waiting for, like the Jokic fraud one you brought up.
Yeah,
too.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it yet
I mean,
either.
this is a Philadelphia 76er franchise who they never get out of the second round. And lately, they can't get out of the first round.
Yeah.
Like, do I buy them?
Yet their fans themselves are confused whether to believe or not.
They don't know what to think. So it's one of those debates and discussions where I get the other side. I mean, if this is just strictly close your eyes, forget the logos, forget the coaches, forget the history, forget everything, and just look at the rosters and look at the matchup, I think the Sixers pose a much bigger matchup problem with the New York Knicks than the Boston Celtics do. I acknowledge that.
Especially if Tatum is banged up. I know he's saying the right thing.
I get it. And just look at the rest of the roster.
Yeah.
They're not nearly as good as they were a year ago, but man, the DNA, the champions. And that would scare me. And that is why, if you're asking me, and I am doing my best to be an IBO in this regard, I would prefer to play the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's check the poll results.
All right.
What do you think the Knick fan on this Friday morning has said? Do you think this is just like 2024 and they are picking the poison? Or do you think they are sticking with what we would have said a week ago, which is give me Philadelphia, they're the 7 seed, they're the frauds?
I think this has more to do with wanting the games at home, so they want the 76ers.
So you think the Knick fan is still choosing the 76ers?
But I think it's about farming their own land.
Okay. You are correct. It is the 76ers, but it's very close. 54% of Knick fans say they prefer the Sixers. 46% of Knick fans say they prefer the Celtics.
You don't think even if you were tight on this, you would prefer the home court, and that's what would make you vote for the Sixers?
It's a big part of it, yeah. Yeah, I think there are a lot of levels and factors to why you would pick something. Mm-hmm. To me, home court is a factor. It's not the end-all, be-all. To me, the end-all, be-all is the DNA, is the fact that that team, the Boston Celtics, whether this is a different roster or not, the core, the guts of this team, that's a championship team. That's a team that they're capable of it. The 76ers have been frauds. Mm-hmm. Joel Embiid's entire NBA career is about injuries and fraudulent tough guyness. That's who he is. So do I trust him? And look, I'll answer it this way. I will be a Knick hater just for 1 second because I want to answer the question as a hater. I want to answer the question as someone that wants to see you lose, even though Boomer tells me, but it's good for the station. Okay. Yeah, it was so good for the station, right? When the Nets who are on this radio station, you guys were dancing on their grave. So don't tell me about what's good for the station. You care about yourself as a fan, which I respect. So stop with that. Now, I do admit the Nets winning is not as good for the station, but they were on the radio station.
They were a bigger national story than the next one.
And you danced on their grave. Yep. So spare me. I'll root for what I want to root for. Anyhow.
Let's go Knicks.
As a hater, I'd have more faith in the Celtics. It's the same answer because of the DNA.
Yep.
So I answer that question consistently. But right now, it is very, very close on who you prefer to play. Game 1 Monday night, either at Madison Square Garden against the Sixers, a rematch of the first round 2 years ago, or Game 1 in Boston, a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference semifinals. Let's get to your calls. 888-808-1019. Dom is in New Rochelle. What's up, Dom?
What's up, boys?
Yo.
Your dominance last night. I watched it until the end of the game. Loved every minute of it.
Good.
Showed the Hawks that they're not in the same league.
Yep.
From a basketball standpoint, in the next round, guys, I kind of rather play Boston. I know their ceiling is higher, but I just think we match up better.
You do.
I know Boston would have home court, which is big. But, guys, when Embiid is Embiid, and I know you can't trust him, but when he is Embiid, he is unstoppable. And they get good veterans, Paul George, really good guards. One thing about the Celtics, too, is that they rely so much on the three. Mm-hmm. That's the majority of their offense. And when they are not on, they are very vulnerable, guys.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that, right now in this series, that they live and die with the three, and they're also just not a deep team. And, their rim protection is just awful. Mm-hmm. The bigs are just, Nikola Vukovic at this point in his career, he's a 35-year-old, 20-minute-a-night player.
Can you have a picture of being an all-star at this point?
No, it feels like a million years ago. So I get it from a basketball standpoint. And Derek White, who has, I think, been the face of a lot of the Celtics' struggles in this postseason, is shooting 25% from three. And we saw last year, they can live and die by the three. So from a matchup perspective, I agree with you. I think it's fair. They've won a championship before. What have the Sixers won?
Exactly. And the Celtics also could be hot from three for 5 games, and then you go, oh, my God.
It certainly happens. Let's go to Tom in Staten Island. Hey, Tom.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Good, man. What's up?
Well, as a Knicks fan, I don't care if they win by 80. I'm okay with blowouts. So anybody who says, oh, I'm a Knicks fan, I want a close game, no. You're a Knicks fan, you want them to win. You don't care by how much.
Exactly. And you prefer it be by a lot so you can relax and not be stressed out of your mind.
Absolutely. Secondly, I don't care who I face in the second round. Because when you start saying, I want to face this team, that comes back and bites you in the end.
Well, but keep in mind, Tom, okay, there's a very, very big difference between you and I and Shaun and everyone calling up Sports Talk Radio as fans saying, hey, I think this is the better matchup, or hey, this scares me more, versus a team doing it. We've seen teams do it, and look what happened. And I give Coach Finch a lot of credit last night because after Minnesota beat Denver, he went out of his way to say, hey, they picked us. And he admitted it was bulletin board material for the Minnesota Timberwolves because he acknowledged that the Denver Nuggets thought this was a better matchup. Well, how do you like me now? And the Knicks didn't make a big deal of it, but the Atlanta Hawks picked the Knicks too. They preferred the New York Knicks. They didn't want to deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is, comical in my mind. But hey, that's what you picked. And so you're right a lot of times when teams and organizations make decisions that lead to certain matchups, it will bite you in the ass. But that's not what we're doing. The Knicks are not chiming in on it, nor do they control it.
Nope.
It's us talking, hey, what do you think would be a better matchup?
My next question would be, it's one thing to say I have a preference on the Celtics or Sixers. Do you think there's a single Knicks fan or multiple Knicks fans sitting down tomorrow night and openly rooting for one or the other because that's how badly they want the other?
Okay, so here's what's funny about this. At the beginning of the series, before Boston Philly started, I think there was a lot of, maybe not watching every game, but hey, let's go Sixers. Yeah.
Right.
Because Joel Embiid wasn't playing, and you didn't look at the Sixers as any kind of threat.
Right.
I think as this series has gone on, this is where the view has changed, where Embiid is back. Their defense has been stupid. They just won a Game 5 in Boston, a Game 6 in Philadelphia, and now they're a growing threat. And so now I think the Knicks fan view on the Sixers today has got to be very different than it was a week ago, which I understand. If you watch the games, you see a difference.
Yeah, you can evolve your opinion. But actually openly sitting down tomorrow going, I can't have the Sixers look dominant tonight. Let's just get a ho-hum Celtic win.
So I'll take you again back to Dodgers-Padres. Because I remember going on the radio I was not picking the Dodgers.
Right.
I was very mixed about it. Like, they're both tough. And
But were you openly rooting for the Padres watching the game?
No. I was
so you just sat back and said, whatever happens, happens.
I was miserable because I didn't want anybody to win.
I know. Somebody's got to, but yeah.
I understand. I think I was just rooting for like a 17-inning game. I think that's what I was rooting for.
You said that on the radio, too.
Yeah. I said, just let them beat the crap out of each other. Whoever wins, wins. And I guess that's the same thing you would do Saturday. You would root
4
for
overtimes.
Yeah, 7 overtimes.
Yeah.
And then whoever is playing on Monday, because that's a quick turnaround, you have to assume they're tired.
That becomes a must-win if they play a multiple overtime game.
There's another thing that people will do, but they won't admit it because it's dirty. They won't say it out loud.
Injuries?
Yeah. They're going to sit there rooting for injuries.
They
They're
want,
going to sit there saying,
Embiid to limp off. They want Tatum to limp off.
Tatum or Embiid. Whoever wins, they're not ready for game 1.
But you know what? To be fair.
Now, you shouldn't do that, but people do it.
To be fair, do you think Pacer fans cared that Jalen Brunson broke his hand 2 years ago?
I don't think you care. There's a difference between caring about an injury and rooting for an injury.
Okay, that's true, too.
Okay, very big difference. But I do think that there will be Knicks fans on Saturday night who are like, how's that going, Joel? Oh, you limping? Oh, what a shame. And by the way, I think if a guy got hurt in the middle of that game, that would also shift your rooting interests.
Oh, yeah.
You want the injured team to advance.
No doubt.
But what does make it tricky in Philadelphia versus Boston, which is different than San Diego versus L.A., is that while the Mets had a history with the Padres, obviously they lost in the playoffs a few years earlier, there is no deep hatred for the San Diego Padres.
And this is way different with
These are two cities that there's a deep hatred for. So,
especially with fan bases.
Well, close your eyes.
Okay.
Close them. Who do you hate more, Philly or Boston?
Philly.
Okay. Rosie, close your eyes. Who do you hate more, Philly or Boston?
Philly.
Well, universal Philly.
Now, to be fair, I think that answer jumps out because overall the Eagles are my most hated team in professional sports now.
I get you. Over the Red Sox.
Yeah, and
because you're split. Like, I'm split, too.
The Red Sox are my biggest baseball rival, but, like, hate. It's taken over with the Eagles.
Yeah, I go back and forth. Like, if you ask me that question, I think in this moment the answer is Philadelphia. But it's not always it.
Yeah.
It depends. Like,
and
there are moments where I hate Boston more.
I find the Boston fan arrogant, but it's also, like, deserved, right? You've seen a lot of championships.
They've had a lot of titles, yeah.
The Philly fan disgusts me to no end. I'm sorry. There's a lot of nice people down there. They're disgusting human beings. So no matter what team, I just know they all root for the same 4 teams. They suck. They suck, and you don't want them happy.
I have been to postseason games in both cities. I have been to regular season games in both cities. My worst experience came in...
Obviously, Boston,
Massachusetts.
Okay.
Well, Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Okay. Oh, Jets,
So
Pats.
if I'm judging it based on its worst kind, and I guess everybody's different in the audience, because I think all of us have at least been there once.
Yeah.
Maybe not for the postseason, maybe for different games, different
and
sports.
every city and fan base has like bad eggs that will make it feel worse.
No doubt. And sometimes it's about the game you go to that leads to it. But, yeah, I've had worse experiences up in Boston than I have Philadelphia. Which one would you rather play? 888-808-1019, the toll-free number. Plus, why today is a very important day for the New York Yankees. They have to make a decision, and it's going to tell us a lot about their plans for the next few weeks and months. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is expanding across Long Island, New York City, and New Jersey, with new locations opening in Comac, Babylon, and West Orange. Expert care is closer than ever. Their top-rated doctors treat everything from everyday injuries to complex orthopedic conditions. Whether you're on your journey, they are there to help you move forward. They are the experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com to schedule your appointment today or call 855-321-ORTHO.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. And this portion of the program was sponsored by St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. It's also sponsored by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx to take on Baltimore. 7:05 tonight.
Going, and go!
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the action. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM, 660 AM, and always available en Espanol with Ricky Ricardo on the Odyssey app.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? St. Joachim and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
Texting and driving? Big risk, big consequences. You risk traffic tickets, fines, and if you crash and injure someone, you could even go to prison. Pay attention or pay the price. Brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the New York community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments, from engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small. We've helped mark the moments that matter the most to our customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As we celebrate a century of excellence, we thank you for being part of our story, and we look forward to the moments still to come. We invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
You've dedicated your life to serving our country. Now let us serve you. This Military Appreciation Month, Verizon is proud to offer military and veteran families unlimited plans starting at $25 a line per month for 4 lines on unlimited welcome, with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store today to learn more. Discount for personal lines only for eligible military and veterans. Approved verification documents required. Plan price includes a $20 monthly account credit for 4 lines. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I went to Staples for a custom printed graduation banner and invites and saw that Party City is now at Staples.
Wait, what?
Party City is now at Staples.
So now Staples has balloons?
Yep.
Decorations?
Yes.
Streamers, cups, table covers?
Yep, Staples has everything for a party. And now buy 2 get 1 free on select foil balloons.
Holy confetti! So the best party started Staples.
That was easy.
In 613 select stores, exclusions apply. In-store or buy online, pick up in-store only.
There's a new kind of energy at Starbucks. When your day needs a reset, try the all-new energy refreshers. Strawberry acai, mango dragon fruit, or the all-new mango strawberry. The refreshers you love, now with extra caffeine. New energy refreshers only at Starbucks.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Clouds and sun, high 61.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
At NYU Langone Health, we know there really is no place like home. That's why we get our surgery patients home faster and have fewer readmissions than any other health system. That means once you're home, you won't need to go back for the same procedure. Instead, you can get back to the things you love. And the next time you need something else, we're here. Better health starts with a better health system. Learn more at nyulangonehealth.org.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. You know, after years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. Red Pocket Mobile gives you 3 major 5G networks to choose from. Switching cities? Switch your network. That's like calling your own Audible. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's been a New York Knicks kind of Friday as they advance to the second round of the postseason again. 4th consecutive year in the Jalen Brunson era. Let that sink in, because there was a long period of time where the New York Knicks playing basketball in May sounded like a foreign concept. But we are now experiencing the new glory days of New York Knicks basketball, because unless you're over the age of 35 or 40, you don't remember the glory days of the 90s, or even older than that, the glory days of the early 70s and late 60s. This is your modern-day glory age of New York Knicks basketball. We'll get back to them in a minute. More of your calls at 888-808-1019. But something interesting is going to happen today, and you'll probably get the news later on with Craig and Big Mac, and that is the Anthony Volpe decision. Because they have not yet officially announced that he would be activated today. Anthony Volpe is in the midst of a rehab assignment whose clock is about to expire. It's just about to be done. Now, because Anthony Volpe has options left, and this is what I surmised during the winter, but I certainly wasn't surmising it recently, they had the ability to just send Anthony Volpe to the minor leagues and have it be less controversial than sending him down, in the middle of a season where he's in the major leagues. It just looks different to say, hey, we're transferring Volpe from rehab assignment to the minor leagues, right? It's an easy thing to do. And I thought it was an option when we talked about Volpe's injury back in January and February and even March. But I guess the way McMahon played, Caballero's played well, but he probably fits better as that super utility role. And the fact that Volpe has hit to a degree in the minor leagues, I've been under the assumption that he'll be activated today. And there's still a chance he is activated today. But the fact that Aaron Boone has danced around the question leads to the possibility that later today they don't activate Anthony Volpe and he ends up remaining in AAA for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, this is puzzling to me because it's ironic. Right now, you also don't want to take Caballero out of the lineup. It feels like the last 2 weeks he's really clicked. But like you mentioned, Caballero could also play some third base. Like, there is at-bats to be had. I just wonder, because we're inevitably, let's all be honest here, Evan, by 4 o'clock going to get that Yankee tweet that Jason Dominguez has been placed on the injured list. right? Like
We'll see. We'll see. We'll get an update today. I don't know if it's going to be a bad update. Hopefully it's a good update.
I hope it's a good update, but at least it felt that way. And if that is the case, I think that's what makes me feel like Volpe will be activated and brought up here because they put Schumann in the outfield the other night too, so they have that outfield depth that they needed. Rosario could play the corners. Like, if they put Dominguez on the IL, who's taking his place here? And I think it would be Anthony Volpe on the roster.
Yeah, but playing time isn't going to be decided by Jason Dominguez. And that was my point, too, a few days ago.
No.
So it doesn't really matter. I think you're overthinking the roster aspect of it. To me, it's more about are you ready to let him be the most of the time shortstop?
Yeah, but I think if you're willing to let Caballero play third more, you are.
Yeah.
And how could you
I don't
not
think
be?
that relates to Dominguez is my point.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's a decision on its own.
I'm just saying they could have let the Caballero-McMahon thing play out longer without any worry. But the point is, no matter what, somebody's getting activated up here, and you've already tapped into the Max Schumann role.
Do you want them to activate Volpe, or would you prefer the news that they're sending him to the minors?
I'm more open to it than I ever thought I would be because if we're being real, I just don't know what else Anthony Volpe is supposed to show down in the minor leagues on his rehab.
Honestly, I'll give you an answer to that because I went back and forth about this last night, and ultimately I'm good with either decision. I don't think like there's a bad one. I think sending him down actually sends a bigger message, which is, hey, the Yankees are operating a little bit differently this year. So I think from that perspective, it's probably a good thing. As far as the roster is concerned, I think it does add to the possibilities of less Ryan McMahon. And I think Anthony Volpe has performed decently well on rehab. He's hitting about 308. Not that you want to go nuts about the numbers, but it's not like he's hitting 190. If he was hitting 190, we'd be having a different discussion.
And that's my point. I don't think the offense for Anthony Volpe is going to improve by sending him back for another 2 weeks to AAA here. The Yankees got to be more open-minded about and not stubborn in their ways. Caballero's playing well. He has flexibility all over the infield. I'm not saying he has to be the everyday third baseman. But you can't suddenly take a hot Caballero and cool him down for Volpe while just sticking Ryan McMahon out there all the time.
No, I get you. I think there are two different levels to the Volpe conversation. Number one, do you add him to the roster? And number two, if he is added to the roster, how do you use him?
Yeah.
Is he every single day, or is he kind of have to earn his way back as an everyday player?
I think he earns his way back. Look, if he's hot and he's getting 2 hits, like we argued ironically enough about Dominguez this year, you keep him rolling. But you got to be more open to playing him 4 days a week.
George Lombard Jr. is also in the minor leagues. And I'm worried that if Volpe comes up, and is even decent. Like, he doesn't have to be great, because obviously if he's great, it's a wonderful thing for Yankee fans, but he's decent. In a lot of ways, it's going to block Lombard Jr. If they're both in AAA playing together with Lombard Jr. getting a lot of time at third, and Lombard is clearly outperforming him, it would make it easier for Lombard Jr. to come up before Volpe and not be blockaded by Anthony Volpe.
Counterpoint, if they're both at AAA together, and Anthony Volpe's taking the majority reps at short, we know the way the Yankees think. They start thinking and visualizing Lombard, if he's hitting and playing well, just as a third base option, not a shortstop option.
No, here's why you're wrong about that, because Brian Cashman has already said he trusts Volpe. I'm sorry, he trusts Lombard Jr. defensively right now. He doesn't need reps at shortstop. He's in the minor leagues to hit. He's in the minor leagues to prove he can hit. And I think right now at the major league level, they believe this kid, based on need, could play third base or shortstop. I don't think it matters. I think he's ready.
I think he's ready too, but if he spends the next month with Volpe and they're both down there and he's only playing third base because Volpe's down
He's a natural shortstop. Don't worry about it. Don't overthink that part. I think you'll be fine.
I don't want to. Brian Cashman has allowed us not to trust that.
Stop killing Brian Cashman. Every little thing. You got the best team in the American League by a mile. These other big market teams suck. And all you do is bash this general manager. It's getting obnoxious. Getting tired of it.
I hate that I'm always right.
I think we're pretty good.
Did you just say you're always right?
When it comes to Brian Cashman and reading his mind? Yes.
I mean,
that's the one thing I bet 1,000 on in this
I would say he's mostly right. His team wins 95 games every year, and all you do is whine about it.
I think we're pretty good.
Doesn't do the killer instinct stuff that it takes to win championships anymore.
Such as what?
Such as if Anthony Volpe comes up here and he's playing short, don't be afraid in 3 weeks to call up Lombard if he sucks and put him in short.
Who's saying that they would? Who's saying? Oh, actually, I said that they would.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Thinking about 30 seconds.
What are you talking? That's all.
Yeah. So we'll see what the Yankees decide to do. We'll keep you posted if the news comes out before 2, and I'm sure Big Mac will later. What?
I just think we could all agree. We're all kind of surprised. I think we're comfortable with Volpe coming up, and I don't think we would have thought that.
Correct. I think most of us are comfortable with Volpe coming up, and the fact that they haven't been declarative about it.
Declarative.
Yeah, same thing. It's just pronounced differently. Declarative or declarative. Either way.
You didn't get it right either time.
I got it right both times.
No, it's declarative.
You got it. You know what I meant. As long as you know what the other person means, I think it counts.
You guys are dumb.
That's just the way I look at it. All right, let's get back to your Nick calls. Unfortunately, there was a guy on hold. He dropped off who claimed You ready for this claim? This is a man of my own heart. That when the Knicks were up by 40, he took out emotional insurance and bet the Hawks. That is my guy.
What were those odds? I never even.
So he told me the odds. I think he put $20 down at plus 4,000.
That is almost so over the top emotional that you wonder if you fully root for the Hawks in that spot.
What?
Because of the payout, knowing, I'll go to Game 7.
Well,
anyway.
no, I think first of all, you'd never root against your team. But if the Hawks could have cut it to, let's say, 12, you would have gotten a payout option.
You get the cash out for whatever it is.
Whatever it
50,
is.
$60, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be that much because you're still going to lose and it's a money line bet.
You're not cashing out that bet.
What?
If you bet it at those odds for only $20, that defeats the whole point of the emotional insurance if they actually did come back and win and you cashed out.
Yeah, from an emotional perspective, I would never cash out. I'm just thinking about it from a perspective of if I made that bet. But you're right. But I'll tell you, that's emotional right there. If you bet the Hawks with the Knicks up 40 just to make sure, just to double check. Here's what I would do, especially after what happened with the Pacers last year. I got a 10-point lead with 4 minutes to go. Oh, I'm hammering the other team. That's emotional insurance that's worth making. Let's go to Brock in Huntington. What's up, Brock?
What's up, guys? I had my points on blowouts, but first, all this Knicks talk, man, I'll give them credit. I honestly, I didn't have a lot of faith in the Knicks. I still think they're a very strange team. You know, they're streaky. I think, they match up poorly, whether it's Philadelphia or Boston. I think both teams have better players than the Knicks have. And just the speed with Philadelphia. I know what you're saying with Joel Embiid, but, they're a different team. They play at 150 miles an hour with those two guards running around. I think it'll be a tough matchup. I think Jaylen Brown and, Jay Tatum are both better than Brunson. I just think that next round the Knicks will be out. But what I want to talk about is blowouts. And I want to talk, something that we don't talk about a lot, positive Jets talk here. So, I've been to a lot of real good games here, real beauties. I've been at the, Yankee clinchers in the World Series, Donnie Baseball hitting home runs in the playoffs, Dwight Gooden's no-hitter. One of the most fun times I ever had, I got to be honest.
Jets Colts, right? There you go.
Jets Colts.
Yep.
I was sitting right behind the end zone, and I got to be honest, man, this game was nuts. And I know the Knicks game was on the road. I couldn't even imagine if it was at home because I think it would be similar. It was like, I'm 24 years old at the time. Like right after the ball drops on New Year's. Not now when you're married, but like when you're 21, 22. It was like that for 3.5 hours.
I agree.
Like people dancing, people screaming and yelling. The loudness just got louder and louder. It was such an unbelievable experience to be at that game. So, the blowouts are where it's at, man. And, the Jets, God, I'm getting old here, man.
Yeah, I know. And not only was that an incredible playoff victory, it was depressingly enough the last time the Jets have hosted a playoff game.
Unbelievable.
So when you talk about how long ago it was, that's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
It was the last time they hosted a playoff game. And I think of great blowouts in New York sports history, like fun ones like he described that are parties. There's a few that jump out at me. Obviously, the 41-0 Jets against the Colts. Your 41-0 against the Vikings in the NFC Championship game. Also only 2 years removed from each other. So obviously very close in time. I totally get that your game was to go to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. My game was to go to the second round. But I want you to keep this in mind about the Jets on why that one, I think, ranks as close to that one as yours.
Yeah.
The Jets weren't going to make the playoffs a week earlier.
100%.
They won a game, got the result they needed from the Patriot-Dolphin game, and all of a sudden won the division by accident.
And you're playing a quarterback that arguably avoided you.
Right. And now you're facing a quarterback you've avoided who's the next great quarterback. He turned out to be in Peyton Manning. So even though, yes, it's only the first round, I think the Jet one, I'm probably biased, is right there with the Giant one. There's a few others that jump out at me.
Okay, I got one too.
We can't forget last year's Knicks-Celtics game because that one counts. Game 6, it was a party at Madison Square Garden, especially because you were doing something you hadn't accomplished in 2 decades. You know what I mean? Like the Giants, no offense, you're going crazy about going to the Super Bowl. You were there a decade earlier.
True.
Okay, the Knicks hadn't won and gotten to an Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years. And they were doing it at home, winning a series, which was rare, and they were doing it in front of their fans. Mets-Cardinals, Game 5, 2000. That was a party.
Okay.
They blew the Cardinals out to win the National League pennant and go to the World Series. Subsequently, they'd face the Yankees. Those are the ones that jump out at me.
I got one, I believe it was 2007, Rangers-Thrashers.
You swept them that year.
Okay, so remember this? So their elimination game, remember the year before was the Yager year where he got hurt versus
Devils.
the Devils.
Yep.
The Rangers hadn't won a play. It's funny, it became old hat, them winning playoff series. They're first in that era of getting back and winning playoff series. They beat the Thrashers in the elimination game 7-0.
Yeah.
So Atlanta, again, nose rubbed in it.
No, I get you.
I also did find out, I did get a message. I know how Joe Beningo felt at halftime of that game last night.
Go ahead.
Joe Beningo, this from the great Kenny in Staten Island, at halftime declared, the Hawks might have a run in them. This is not over.
There's no way Joe said that.
And this is according to Kenny in Staten Island, who spoke with Joe at halftime and said, Kenny, this game is not over.
No, he was joking.
You think?
There's no way.
You've known Joe longer than I have.
No, but I have, and one thing about Joe that I think gets misconstrued is that he's actually more of a positive fan than people realize. Like when things are going well, he goes to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me, how much were they up by at halftime?
47, largest halftime lead in NBA history.
There's no way Joe said the Hawks have a run in them.
So do you think Kenny's lying? What do you think?
I think Joe was being sarcastic. That's what I think.
Okay. I can only tell you what I've gotten message-wise.
Absolute buffoon idiot. I felt violated. What a goddamn disgrace.
There's no way.
I didn't speak to Joe. I'm just telling you what was told to me.
Bad job by me.
That's crazy.
I almost feel like we should call Joe now.
I mean, there's no way he thought that, though. You never know.
You never know. 47 points. I don't trust this team.
Yeah, I mean, TNT, I keep thinking they're TNT. ESPN, the Inside the NBA show, they were telling people to turn the hockey game on.
Right?
They were like,
and directing you what channel the hockey game is on.
Go back to TNT. This game sucks. Man. Let's go to Rob in Mount Vernon. What's up, Rob?
What's up, boys? How you doing today?
Fantastic.
Good. Just to let you know, as a Jets and Mets fan, I hate Boston with all my heart. I hate everything that comes out of Boston except their cannolis. But on that topic of the Knicks, I've been a Knicks fan since 1986, and every game I watch is grueling. I'm pacing the floor. I'm drinking beer. I'm losing my mind. I will take a blowout every single day and just sit back, relax, and enjoy it. I know the second series is going to be tough, so I'm going to be a fistful of emotions, and I wanted to take it easy and just enjoy this ride. One more thing about OG Anunoby. When we got OG Anunoby 2 years ago, I don't know, it was a Raptors player. I think it was Van Vliet. He said, you're not going to appreciate OG Anunoby until the playoffs comes around.
Yeah.
We're seeing that now.
Oh, well
This
said.
guy is a monster. He is a monster. But thank you for taking my call, gentlemen. You have a lovely weekend, and let's go Knicks.
Thank you, sir. If we're power ranking the round one victory, and we are power ranking the most valuable pieces, the most valuable players of this first round victory, he is a clear number one.
Yep.
And that's impressive because in the NBA, it's usually your star. It's usually.
And not even the second star in Cat.
Yeah. It's the third guy, and he is their third best player. I think that's a fair way to look at him. He was unbelievable in this series. I gave the numbers earlier, and the numbers don't even do him justice because I think if you watch him, you saw the impact he made on both sides of the floor. But he shot 62% from the field. He shot 57% from three. I mean, it was ridiculous what he was able to put together. Angel in the Bronx. Hey, Angel.
Buenos dias, brochachos. How are we feeling today?
Fantastic.
So I want to make 2 points. The Mets can definitely learn from the Knicks regarding on how to play amidst lack of chemistry allegations. And also, I'm a Rico observer. I love the Rico. Big fan of the Rico.
Thank you.
You mentioned bringing up AJ Ewing.
Yes.
Awesome. I say bring them all up. This season is a wash anyway. Get these kids some experience in the big league level. They're going to be our future. Just look, the season, we're not making the playoffs. There's no more pressure. They can just let it all out there, and we can really see what we have out of them.
What I would warn you about that, and there's a big difference between calling A.J. Ewing up and everybody else, is you want the kids to be ready. You don't want to force feed a kid. You want someone who's on that doorstep and who's ready for that call and is ready to respond. Because as excited as one is about a prospect, even Yankee fans with George Lombard Jr., what happens when they're 3 for 35? Are we still excited about that?
Right. Are you patient?
Or are you? Because most fans are not. So I want guys to be ready. Here's the thing about A.J. Ewing that is a little bit different than some of the others, the Ryan Cliffords of the world, the Jack Weningers, the Jonah Tongs. A.J. Ewing tore up Double-A. He's been in Triple-A for 5 minutes, and I think you could look up the exact numbers. He's like 5 for 9 with 2 triples and a stolen base. Like, he is on fire. And I just wonder, because we've seen guys jump from Double-A to the major leagues, is he ready? Like, Michael Harris went from Double-A to the majors. Like, we see it a lot. So I'm not rushing A.J. Ewing. I think he's just been so impressive, and he would fill a need, too, throw that in there, that why the hell not?
Speaking of that, tonight, 21 years.
21 years. So let me do some math. So what year is it?
2005.
So that's 2005. 21 years ago in 2005, something happened.
Today.
I'm going to guess, and it's kind of wild if I'm right, because I referred to this on the Rico Bronya. Is it the Yankee decision to say, hey, we're struggling, we're off to a bad start, let's bench Tony Womack, and let's call up Robinson Cano and Chen-Ming Wang? Am I right?
You're right if Chen-Ming Wang started the first night they got called up, because this is the Chen-Ming Wang debut. It was 21 years ago tonight.
Oh, so
I'm assuming it was that, so we'll play along.
Are we just referring to the same thing?
Yeah, but what I don't know is
it doesn't matter.
I don't know if they called him up and Chen-Ming Wang waited 3 days to pitch, but today's the anniversary.
Don't get caught in the weeds. If that's what you're referring to, then I'm right. You're right. We're all happy.
21 years ago since that decision.
So I cited that, and for those that don't remember it, we'll do a little quick history lesson for the Yankee fans, and it does involve the Mets. The Yankees, obviously the height of them being the Yankees. I know they had collapsed a few months earlier with the Red Sox, but they're the Yankees.
Yep.
They got off to a bad start. I forget the exact record of what they got off to.
It wasn't 10 games under, though.
No, I don't think it was as bad as this. By the way, it may have been 7-17. I have to double check that. Or 10-17.
So close enough. Okay.
I'm checking it. Neither you guys are, so I'll look it up.
Well, you have the tablet in front of you. I don't even know if Rosie's
Come on,
listening to the
be
show.
prepared, man. All right, here we go. 4-8, 7-11, 9-14, 11-19.
Okay, so 8 games under.
They were 11-19. What are the Mets right now? 10-21?
10-21, yeah.
Not that far off.
That's crazy.
That's actually got to...
You know what?
That's a positive Tommy tweet right there.
A.J. Ewing, maybe we got something here.
And keep this in mind about the 11-19 Yankees. There wasn't 2 extra wild card teams back then.
That's right.
There was only 1.
And did that end up being the same year as the Shaun Chacon?
Shaun Chacon and Aaron Small.
Aaron Small.
It shows you the Yankees ended up turning their season around. And
5-game sweep that year.
That's right. They ended up finishing tied with the Boston Red Sox. They won 95 games. And so at that time, they shared the American League East, but the Yankees had the tiebreaker. And then both teams got knocked out in the first round. The Yankees to the Angels, the Red Sox to the White Sox. But your overarching point is that a team got off to a bad start. And what Brian Cashman was the GM.
I think we're pretty good.
Don't criticize him.
Yeah, well, look at the movie he made.
Yeah, he was right. 21 years ago.
He decided to shake up the roster. They benched Tony Womack, or they moved him to left field because he was the second baseman. They called up a young prospect by the name of Robinson Cano, and they called up Chen-Ming Wang. And those two guys were key factors in the Yankees turning it around. They win 95 games. They don't win the World Series, but it turned out to be a fine season.
Fun summer. Digging themselves out of the hole and then winning 95 games.
So you're suggesting that's what the Mets should do?
What do you have to lose?
A.J. Ewing and Jack Wenninger. That's our Chen-Ming Wang and Robbie Cano.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah, the only thing you have to lose is being careful about if the kids are ready or not.
So what's
that's all I'm saying.
If it doesn't work out, they got a taste. You send them back down to fine tune. Stop worrying about fan reaction of driving them into the ground.
No, I'm not worried about fan reaction. I'm just worried about how they'll perform. You know what I'm going to look up real quick?
Well, you know what? You know who I'm worried about who will perform?
Go ahead.
The Mets that are here because they suck.
I got you. Robinson Cano in AAA at that point was hitting .333. Yeah, he was ready. He was just ready. He was tearing it up at AAA. Then he comes up to the majors. It's .297, 14 home runs, 62 RBIs. Crazy. Let's go to Vinny in Trumbull, Connecticut. Hey, Vinny.
Hey, how you doing, Evan and Shaun?
Good. What's up?
So I just wanted to talk about the potential matchups for next week, and I think the 76ers are possibly a better matchup than the Celtics.
Go ahead.
I know that I remember Embiid breaking Mitchell Robinson's ankle.
Yep.
I definitely know all the Knicks fans don't remember that. And I I think Mitch Robinson wants revenge on that.
I think he wants revenge on that, but there's a lot of factors to who you'd rather play. Let me stick with this Mitchell Robinson revenge thing on Joel Embiid. You have to have revenge with the right mindset. And so while I said earlier in the show it turned out to be a good thing that Mitch was thrown out of last night's game because, hey, the game was already in the bag. Make sure he's rested. Make sure he doesn't get injured. Make sure nothing crazy happens. Mitchell Robinson needs to play in this series against Embiid, if that's what we get, with some level of control.
Yes.
Like, he can't go out there and just swing because he's needed. Now, I think we'd all agree. Would you trade a Robinson suspension for an Embiid suspension?
Of course, yeah.
Of course. And that's not a knock on Mitch. We all know how valuable he is. But obviously, we also know what Joel Embiid can do. So while, yes, revenge may be on his mind, and it should be, it was a dirty play. And I think it's an injury that's affected him for years to come.
Career-altering.
All fair. There needs to be a sense of control. And I think that's going to be something very important that Mike Brown, this coaching staff, and even some of the veteran players would have to get into Mitchell Robinson's head because last night Mitch lost it. He did. He admitted on IG with a bunch of different posts that he was just in the moment.
Dude, we're 2 minutes away of that lasting longer from a suspension to start this series for Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
For being real.
No, we came close to it. Luckily, it didn't happen. So I think you got to keep that in mind. By the way, the archivist of Evan and Tiki has found what I said about who I preferred between Dodgers-Padres.
Dan, it's unbelievable.
So what we had mentioned earlier is, and you heard it with that last call, do you want Philly? Do you want Boston? Who do you want to play if you're a Knicks fan? So far, it seems like a lot of people at this radio station are all preferring now the Boston Celtics because they think the Sixers are a bigger threat. I've pointed out this reminds me of Met fans preferring the Dodgers over the Padres. I remember Giannotti did and a few others. So here's exactly what I said. This is from the Rico. Hopefully I didn't curse. Are you ready?
All right.
All right.
Rosie, are you ready?
I genuinely don't have a strong rooting interest in terms of who I want to see win. I think I may just sit there and say, you know what, let this game go 35 innings. Let them just beat the crap out of each other. Let there be a brawl where maybe guys get suspended. That's a good one. Yeah, they don't like each other anyway. Let's just see an all-out, Pier 6 brawl between the Dodgers and the Padres. Guys get ejected. Guys get thrown out. And I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was very mixed about it. Now, you want to say, Evan, you didn't even give an opinion. I was being honest. I didn't really have a strong one.
I'm going to bring it back to the Giants. Giant fans lived this, and it worked out. Saints 49ers 2011 divisional round. There wasn't a Giant fan in the world that wanted the Saints to win that game and go into New Orleans for an NFC championship game.
Right.
San Francisco won. The Giants won.
Yeah.
I'm convinced to this day if the Saints win that game, the Giants are not in the Super Bowl and win the Super
So
Bowl.
what you're saying is even when you get what you want, sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works.
Well, of course sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works.
Look, right now, I'll tell you this. I have thought since December, more earlier than December, since August, that the Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. I've been pretty consistent that I think they go to the NBA Finals. Where I was wrong is I had them losing to the Nuggets, so that part's out. I think they'll beat either team. And with the way they've played in the last 3 games, why wouldn't you if you're a Knicks fan?
Yep.
So this isn't about, I don't think they'll beat Philly. I think they'll beat Philly. This isn't about, I don't think they'll beat Boston. I think they'll beat Boston. I think the Knicks will beat either opponent. But I think when you're sitting in this position, which is a great spot to be in, where you're in the next round and you're kind of waiting to find out, like the Met fan did with the Padre-Dodger thing, you're going to decide who you'd rather play. Yep. It's only natural.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. As Evan just alluded to, the Nuggets were dank. The Timberwolves didn't need Anthony Edwards. Jaden McDaniels dropped 32 to eliminate Denver in 6 last night. The Sixers did force that Game 7, leaving the Celtics stunned and on their heels. And on the ice, stop me if you heard this before, a big Chris Kreider playoff goal happened. Kreider and former Ranger captain Jacob Truma just eliminated the back-to-back Western Conference champion Oilers in round 1 last night. Thank you, Chris Drury. This Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. If
you're on hold, we'll get to you. A lot of Knicks fans chiming in. Obviously, Met fans still bitter about another brutal loss. And the Yankees get set to welcome in Pete Alonso and the Orioles. We'll get to all of it over the next 2 hours. So we'll get back to your calls in a few minutes, 888-808-1019. But it is accountability time. We've got record of everybody at this radio station making picks on this Knick Hawk series before it started. Let's see who was closest. Let's see who did the best job. We'll analyze fairly. Plus, we'll play the Jalen Brunson was asked what game after last night's victory. It's Evan and Tiki. Sean's sitting in as we take you to the Carton Show with Big Mac at 2.
It's official. Fanatics Fest 2026 is back at the Javits Center in New York City this July 16th through the 19th. The first lineup of talent has been announced, featuring some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. Tom Brady, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, Travis Scott, Aaron Judge, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mike Tyson, Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Diana Taurasi, Josh Hart, and many more. The world's #1 sports fan festival is back. It's bringing fans closer to athletes they love through live moments, photo ops, autographs, and unforgettable experiences. Tickets are on sale now at fanaticsfest.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
11 years in the league and still no Stanley Cup for Connor McDavid. No chance to chill some beers in that fabled silver chalice. No bowl of cereal out of the top. Just an early exit for a star who will be 30 the next time he skates in a playoff game. Took Mario Lemieux 7 years, Wayne Gretzky 6, Sidney Crosby 4, Gordie Howe 4 as well, even if it was 75 years ago when dudes were sucking back lung darts between shifts. Will McJesus ever get his dance with Lord Stanley? I'm Chris Mack.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club Sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Allstate is Metro New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the tri-state area. We're by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So switch to Allstate today, and you could save an average of $713 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
If you're looking for a great price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires. But it doesn't end there, because Town Fair Tire gives you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. More free services than any other tire dealer. That's why we say nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
You look like you could use a refresher, a Dunkin' refresher. Try Dunkin's delicious black cherry or berry acai refreshers. One sip and you'll feel refreshed. There are so many delicious flavors like mango pineapple or strawberry dragon fruit. So whether you're powering through your day or just pulling up for a little treat, make it a Dunkin' refresher. Dunkin' refreshers, they're the perfect summer pick-me-up. Dunkin' refreshers are fruit flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now, for a limited time, new Verizon mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabit per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Fios, internet, and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Yankees fans, have the official Yankees official game day program delivered to your door. Subscribe to Yankees Magazine by calling 800-GO-YANKS or visiting yankees.com/publications and get 8 issues a year for just $34.99 plus shipping. The Yankees official 2026 yearbook and media guide are also available for purchase. Get your Yankees Magazine yearbook or media guide today. Call 800-GO-YANKS or log on to yankees.com/publications.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for New York businesses looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Sign up to learn more at amazon.com/hub delivery. That's amazon.com/HUB delivery.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I went to Staples for a custom printed graduation banner and invites and saw that Party City is now at Staples.
Wait, what?
Party City is now at Staples.
So now Staples has balloons,
Yep.
decorations,
Yes.
streamers, cups, table covers?
Yep, Staples has everything for a party. And now buy two, get one free on select foil balloons.
Holy confetti! So the best parties start at Staples.
That was easy.
In 613 select stores, exclusions apply. In-store or buy online. Pick up in-store only.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It's been quite a Knicks Friday as they advance. We've talked all about them. You can rewind on the Odyssey app if you've missed any of it, and plenty more to come as well as some baseball. Pete Alonso and the Orioles in town later today. But usually when Andrew Marchand breaks news, it has to do with our radio station. This piece of breaking news he has, though, may be the happiest piece of Andrew Marchand breaking news I've ever gotten.
Okay.
And it doesn't involve me, and it doesn't involve the radio station, but it involves my sports fandom. Because Andrew Marchand is reporting that Russell Wilson is in deep talks to join CBS and retire from the NFL.
Wow.
So maybe CBS. Is Les Moonves still running CBS?
I don't think
Nah, he got canceled like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Well, whoever's running CBS
Right.
and CBS Sports may save me from Russell Wilson and the experience of him being the Jets' backup quarterback. So CBS, get it done.
I think that does really save you. I think if the Jets offer him the job, he's taking the Jet job.
Why?
I think, isn't it obvious, Evan?
What?
NBC just announced they're traveling to every road city for Sunday Night Football, right, with the Mike Tomlin news.
Yes.
Fox is based out in L.A. CBS still anchors down home here in New York City. The only NFL team we have seen Russell Wilson linked to this offseason is the Jets, the only New York team left that hasn't, kicked them out like trash, like the Giants. Ciara has nestled in and likes New York. Russell Wilson wants one of two New York jobs, CBS or the Jets. He would prefer to still play, is
You
my
think
guess.
so?
And my guess is, after he met with the Jets and no contract was immediately signed,
He said, let me work on a CBS
let me
deal."
work on a CBS deal with the notion of CBS. I'd like you to just give me a little more time to see if the Jets want me.
Okay, here's what I would not valid point, but here's what I'll push back on. I'm trying to get into Russell Wilson's head. Why would you want, at 37 he is now, why would you want to be the backup quarterback for Geno Smith and the New York Jets? What is the upside? Like, you're better off just going to CBS. If there's a TV job waiting for you where he'll probably make more money, it is on the table that he will make more money in studio filling the old Matt Ryan job, according to Andrew Marchand, than being the backup where even if Geno gets hurt, especially if it's in the middle of the latter part of the season, they may be going to the fourth-round pick they traded up for. Like, why would you want that job?
I'll tell you why.
It's dangerously good.
We could say a lot about Russell Wilson. He stinks. He's washed. He's corny. Nobody finds him funny. I saw it last year with my team.
You talking about yourself? That was rough.
That's brutal. I think Russell Wilson genuinely loves football, man. I think if you go back, look at the Dallas. I know he's stunk in the other games. The Dallas game when he's making the big passes and Wandale Route neighbors. The joy in Russell Wilson's eyes about being an NFL quarterback were there. He just can't really do it anymore. And if I had to guess, he probably views the Jet situation as kind of having your cake and eat it too. All right, we've nestled in. My wife likes New York. I could have a media career here, but there's still another team I could play for. And with all due respect to Geno Smith, it is hardly a lock that Russell Wilson can at some point, even for a game 2 or 8, find his way onto a football field and just how many more days of his life does he have a chance to be an NFL quarterback?
Yeah, no, once you walk away from it, it's over.
It's over.
Well, hopefully he picks CBS.
Let's ride.
Let's check out.
Hopefully the Jets haven't picked CBS.
What do you mean? Oh, the Jets say no?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't trust the Jets. I'm at the point of where I'm rooting for CBS.
If you don't trust the
'cause I
Jets,
don't-
then he's not going to CBS.
What do you want to tell you?
This Darren Moogie fella.
Let's check in on our pre-series predictions. So normally we always do this. We make predictions. I think we all do on Sports Talk Radio, but we like to hear what the predictions were and see how accurate we were. I expanded it this year. We started listening to everybody else at WFAN to get their predictions as well, so we can see how everybody did. Now, I'm going to warn you, there are a few hosts that, A, we just couldn't find, and B, just never said it. Like one guy right off the top on our regular lineup is Chris Big Mac McMonagle. I just couldn't.
It was Chris McMonagle, his fat ass.
I couldn't. He never officially said Knicks in 5, Knicks in 7, Hawks in 6. It just didn't happen. So I apologize to Big Mac. I already told him off air.
Suck it.
It just doesn't exist. What do you want me to tell you? So let's do it real quick. Let's start off with Greg Giannotti, Gio's pick before the series began.
I just believe that the experience, the talent, the veteran aspect of what the Knicks have going on, that they will win that series in 6 or 7 games.
In 6 or 7? Did he do that on purpose?
6, 7.
So technically, Gio correct. Boomer Esiason, very tough to nail down an opinion, was more generic in his prediction.
I do feel comfortable that they're going to win this series, but I wouldn't take anything for granted.
I wouldn't take anything for granted.
That's his prediction?
That was his prediction, yeah.
Well, I'm sure Chris McMonagle had a similar sentence.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
That doesn't count.
All right, so Boomer. And it was funny, as I heard Gio today say, yeah, Boomer picked him in 6. And I'm like, but we went over all the audio, me and our archivist, and it never occurred.
That's
I'm reporting it's the Admirals.
Maybe he did it off air. That's the only thing I could think of. All right, so Boomer's been scrapped. It's just Gio. Let's hear from Craig Carton.
You know, the Atlanta Hawks actually outscored the Knicks this season? Shut up. This is a 5-game series at most. I would not be shocked if the Knicks sweep them, all right?
Ooh. So here's where Craig is right in spirit but wrong in prediction. It really wasn't a competitive series.
No.
So even though they didn't win in 5, it feels like his prediction is more accurate than Gio's, who said 6 or 7, because it didn't even feel like a 6-game series. You know what I mean?
Especially
I know that
week.
seems weird. I'm analyzing the tone of everybody's prediction.
Yes, not all 5 or 6-game series are created equal. So I'm with you.
All right, let's hear from Joe Beningo.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I think they'll win the first round. I'm going to say Knicks in 6 in the first round. It won't be easy.
It's kind of,
it got easy.
It got easy. It didn't start easy, but it got easy. Let's hear from Tiki Barber in a cave. Remember, Tiki wasn't here that day, so we asked him to send us his prediction, and it sounded awfully like this.
New York Knicks in 6.
By the way, it doesn't even sound like Tiki.
That doesn't even sound like bad Tiki.
You know why it doesn't sound like him? The audio quality was so bad that we had to AI it to make it louder.
Isn't AI just bad Tiki?
No. I don't know where bad Tiki comes from. I mean, honestly, I don't know I don't know how that works.
We're doing this thing. Okay, I got you. No, you're right. Yeah, I don't know where it comes from either.
That coward Saquon Barkley.
I don't know where it comes from. What do you want me to tell you?
Okay.
Let's hear from Shaun Morash and his prediction.
I think it's Knicks in 5. I think they will lose game 1. I think we're getting a scare in overtime in game 3 Thursday night, but the Knicks win it.
Gotcha.
While we're all on the rooftop, we get an overtime.
I love that.
Overtime series tied 1-1 Knicks game.
Well, I mean, the series was tied 1-1. It didn't get the way you expected. And game 3 was wildly entertaining.
Yeah.
And it was on the rooftop.
Had the Knicks won the close game, I basically get the prediction right on the series.
Basically. Here's me. Here's what I had to say about this series. Because the Knicks will lose on Saturday at Madison Square Garden, and then they will proceed to win the next 4 games. So I go Knicks in 5, but I'm being specific. There will be a scare. Huh.
All right.
I mean, was there a scare? No, they didn't lose game 1. They lost game 2. So I don't take any victory on that.
There's no victories. The scare was when we left Thursday night in what was a chaotic night in the New York sports world in general. It just... we all felt like there was some kind of nervousness.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, look, they were down 2-1 in a series. That's what makes defining this very, very tough because, of course, there was a scare. They were down 2-1, but from then on out, it was a blowout.
And last night, as historic as it wasn't the only blowout. It was a culmination of 3 straight nights where it felt like the Hawks didn't belong on the same court.
Exactly. All right, let's hear from Knick fan Tommy Lugauer.
No biggie. And I don't think it's going to be an easy series. I think the Knicks are going to win the series, but I don't think it's going to be easy.
He did the same thing. He wouldn't pick a freaking series number.
Well, they call me Tommy the Clicks Machine.
That's Tommy.
That's Tommy.
Tommy, I don't think ever gave us series numbers with the Knicks.
Al Cintron's on hold, and I couldn't find your audio either, Al. Did you ever make an official series pick while you were on the air?
Yeah, my dumb ass said Knicks in 5.
All right. At least you're honest about it. I don't know why I
Doesn't
couldn't.
make you dumb either.
No, I mean, because honestly, Al, I don't know how you feel. I almost think Knicks in 5 is more accurate than Knicks in 6 because of the fact that it was such a non-competitive series. But that's the way I view it.
As long as Al's here, Al celebrating that series last night, if you saw on WFAN, did
Yeah, I saw him, man. What's the problem?
Have you ever taken off a belt before? Why'd you struggle so
much? Here's a little behind the scenes. The belt was already off. The first cut didn't make it, so I had to kind of keep it on and then whip it out like a sword.
Okay. Whoop the belt out like a sword.
Yeah, last night was Correa to culo. That's belt to ass last night.
I knew that.
And anybody who says they don't like
why would you play
anyone
that?
who says they don't love blowouts is a jackass.
Yeah, I agree. Calling Craig Carton a jackass. That's mean, but true. Anyhow,
whoever it is, I don't care who it is.
All right, look at him backtracking. Who do you want in the next round? Do you want Philly or Boston?
I want Boston. I want Jaylen Brown and his fake-ass hair. I want Jason Tatum and his crying ass who said we would have came back 3-1. Well, let's see if you would have came back 3-1. Let's do it again so we shut all the Bostonians up.
Wow.
You don't want Philly? Like, there's no part of you shutting up the Philadelphians up or even...
They're irrelevant. Who cares? It's the Sixers. I want Boston. They talk all that smack. The fans have been in my comments. Give me Boston.
Yeah, I think it's funny because we were talking about it from a basketball perspective. Obviously, what the Sixers have done the last 3 games has made them the more kind of bigger threat based on the talent on their roster, Embiid being healthy. But you're right. The Celtic fan has been a lot more talkative. You haven't heard from the Sixer fan because the Sixer fan hates the 76ers. So what the hell have they said all season long?
And they quit down 3-1. So now they're fake. All of a sudden, let's go Sixers. They quit down 3-1. The fans.
No, they're frauds. All right, Al, good luck, and I'll decide if I'm going to take you to one of these games. I'm still debating if you're going to get that prize. I don't know yet.
Wow.
Hey, you want content? You want live content at a Knicks game? I'm your guy. Trust me.
Let me ask you this. Forget Craig and Gio. Put them aside. I'm talking about the nighttime guys right now. Who's the better Knick fan, you or Tommy Lugauer?
It's your favorite deal. It's me. It's me.
That's right. Smoke on that,
That's right.
Tommy. All right. Good talking to you, Al. Keep safe.
Thanks, Ev. Let's go Knicks.
Yeah, Al Cintron. So
Yeah.
he said Knicks in 5 too. One thing I learned about our prediction game, and it'll be very interesting to see what everyone says Monday for either Knicks Sixers and Knicks Celtics. Universally, everyone picked the Knicks kind of in that same range. It was a universal correct pick.
We never got to a 7.
We never got to it. What do you mean?
Like it was all 5s or 6s.
Gio did 6 or 7.
Oh, that's right.
In fairness.
Okay.
So
all right.
of all the predictions, you know who I give the victory to? If I have to say who was the most right.
Craig?
No, I think Beningo. Because he was very Knicks in 6. It'll kind of be difficult. It kind of was. They were down 2-1. I don't know. Craig said it would be a sweep or 5. Now, granted, the 2 losses were by 1 point. But I would say either Joe or Craig as the true victors of the Knicks-Hawks prediction game.
I'm going to start calling you the left tackle.
Why is that?
Because, man, do you protect Joe Beningo at all costs.
Wow, you sound a little jealous.
It's just...
I mean, we worked together for a decade and a half. Like, what am I supposed to do?
But you make us all feel like we don't love Joe. We all love Joe.
No, I don't think you respect him enough.
But my God.
I just don't think you respect him enough.
Even when I tell you what he said at halftime, nah, he never did. He's very positive.
I heard a rumor that when you filled in for Joe, you barely mentioned you were filling in for him. That's what I heard.
Barely mentioned?
That's what I heard.
Overly mentioned because that's how much I respect for Joe.
Is that true?
Yeah.
All right. I had some ears telling me, but Shaun basically made it out like it was his show.
Have Dan pull it.
Nah, I'll pass on that one.
Because you know I'm right.
It's Joe Beningo and
We know
Evan
what the
Roberts
song
on the
sounds
Fan.
like. You don't have to play it right now. Yeah, I'm just being honest. I'm defending him when he deserves defense. Like the whole thing of, he was taking shots at the station. I never thought he did, so I was defending him.
Okay.
If I disagree with him, I did. We disagreed about Carlos Beltran 2 decades ago. It happens.
Okay.
He thought the Jets would beat the Colts in the AFC Championship game. I didn't. It happens.
Okay.
I don't like your okay. You're being very condescending right now.
I'm laying out for the audience. They know.
Who do you think I support more, Joe B or Tiki?
Joe B.
Come on.
I think
I support Tiki. Craig I throw under the bus, but come on.
That's not what you asked.
What?
You asked who do you support more.
Right.
You're very supportive of all of us. I think you're a great teammate.
Oh, thank you.
But even if you're supportive at a high level of everybody, there's always a more or less to something. You definitely support Joe B more than any other person you've worked with.
I mean, I worked with him for 13 years.
Oh, so you are admitting it.
Well, what do you want me to say?
No, you're the one who asked him to put up the question.
Do I support him more? I think I'm fair. I think I call it like it is. If Craig deserves support, I'll support him too.
Okay.
But it's also more fun to make fun of him because we're both on the station and all that kind of stuff.
I agree.
You know?
You sound like a politician right now. You legitimately sound like a politician.
I love everybody. What are you talking about? Everybody I love. Only person I don't love is Shaun right now because he's annoying me.
That's fine.
Let's get back to your phone calls, 888-808-1019. Adrian in Woodbridge is next up. What's up, Adrian?
Hey, guys. How are you today?
Good. What's up?
First of all, what a game last night. Me, my wife, Taryn, and my kids, Olivia and Jolly, were going crazy. We were screaming, and being so happy that the Knicks are doing well. Finally.
Yep.
I do prefer them to play Boston Celtics over 76ers. Straight from the basketball perspective, that the 76ers have been playing the best 2 games of the season right now.
Yes.
And as we know, basketball is a game of runs, and whoever team is on the roll at that moment. March Madness is the perfect example. I do believe that our bigs have been playing very well against Atlanta Hawks, and they will have a problem, obviously, with Embiid. We can't just wait for Embiid to get hurt and not be able to perform. I don't want Cat or Mitch Williams to get into foul trouble early, and that our entire game would be disrupted. Because Cat's been playing very, very well, and he's been contributing. I do believe we match up with the 76ers better, with the Boston Celtics better.
Sure.
Because OG can play very well against either Jason Tatum or Brown. And we also, looking at the Knicks, have problems with the quick guards. And Maxey has been playing out of his mind lately.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think that you're right from a basketball perspective. I don't think it's about waiting for an Embiid injury. It's about expecting an Embiid injury.
Which sounds crazy and messed up to say, but this is the world we live in with Joel Embiid.
He doesn't get through full series.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. It's his track record. It's his track record throughout his entire NBA career.
He didn't get through this. It's just reverse.
Yeah, I think if you told me, and I know you can't, but if you told me, hey, it's a video game and Joel's going to play every game in a series, I'd think a little bit differently about it.
Yeah.
But I just don't trust him. What I think is fascinating, and so if I take a step back and I say, screw what I want, screw who I'm rooting for, as a basketball fan, what would be the most entertaining thing to watch? It's a very different question because we forget the history between Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns. And the reason we forget the history between those two gentlemen is that history wasn't a part of us.
Yes.
It wasn't a New York Knicks, Philadelphia 76er thing. Obviously, when they faced in the postseason a few years ago, he wasn't on the Knicks. They've only faced each other in the regular season as a member of the Knicks 3 times. That's it.
That's crazy.
Now, there's 8 potential games because of the head-to-head. 5 of those were missed either by Embiid or Towns, most of the time Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
And one of those games, in fact, the most recent game was January 24th. In that game, Cat only played 16 minutes. He was a non-factor. And Joel Embiid went for 38 and 11. And then they faced each other 2 other times. So their history is not tangled here in New York, but their history is complicated. And for those that don't remember or are not aware, YouTube Embiid Towns fight because they had a fist fight. And I was analyzing it late last night. Karl Anthony Towns tried to deck Joel Embiid in the face.
Yes, he did.
He tried. Now, who started the fight? It was Embiid. He's a dirty, dirty, dirty player. We all know it. I agree with you guys. Shaun agrees with you guys.
Yeah.
We have our own history with Joel Embiid.
Yes.
He is a dirty player. No questions asked. And he started it. But he got so under Cat's skin that Cat took a punch at him. Now, they have since made up, and they've claimed that they have a good relationship because I guess they knew each other before entering the NBA. They actually had a friendship together. And during COVID, there was a lot of Joel Embiid was very sympathetic to everything Cat went through. And I'm sure there's truth to that. I'm sure that their relationship is better. But now, if you put these guys on the floor in a best-of-7 series where Joel Embiid is at his most dirty, oh, my God. Those old thoughts and those old memories, they're going to shine through. Don't tell me they're good buddies now. They're good buddies now. They haven't crossed paths. What path have they crossed in the last 7 years? They haven't crossed any kind of path.
The one thing you will say, for all that we've given Cat about being soft, right? He's not scared of Embiid.
He took a swing at Embiid.
Exactly. So, like, At a bare minimum.
But he can get him out of whack. He can get him to
Okay.
commit dumb fouls, which he's been known to do. He's done a great job of avoiding that in this postseason. I think he can absolutely get under Cat's skin.
Okay.
I see that.
But if
and I can
Cat-
see that being a big negative in this series.
But
sure.
if it throws Cat off, obviously that's a negative to the Knicks. But you like the idea that Cat just won't back down and be intimidated. It could throw Embiid off. If they just get caught and they're going to fight the whole game.
And that is a cancellation that
you take.
I don't know. We said we would take it for Mitch. Are we taking it for Cat too?
I think you
He's
are.
the second best player.
Now, listen, you still need Brunson then in that spot to be dropping 35 points, obviously.
That's a different kind of trade-off, Sean. I got to tell you.
I still would take
We said earlier, because of the history between Mitch and Embiid. Wow, what a coincidence. Joel Embiid has a history against other bigs. Yeah, ask Jared Allen about it. He's got a history against everybody because he's dirty as hell. And what annoys me about his dirtiness is that he barely plays.
That's why nobody cares when he misses games, because it's like, well, I'm not going to feel bad for you. Except when you had Bell's palsy, because that was terrible.
Yeah, well, of course. We all felt bad for that. Those two gentlemen, Karl Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid, have played 14 career games against career games against each other. Team record is 9-5 Embiid. I wouldn't put that much stock in it. Again, most of that was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And Embiid has outperformed him when they've gone head-to-head. But again, and this is the most important part, since Cat was traded to the Knicks, they've only seen each other 3 times. There really isn't much of a track record to look at in terms of this rivalry. But I'm telling you, if we get the Sixers, because they take care of business, this Cat Embiid thing is going to be must-watch TV. And you know what I think a lot of old heads will appreciate? Even though Cat and Joel are so different in terms of the way they play the game compared to Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Still, it's
two bigs.
2 7-footers.
It's 2 7-foot centers just rah.
I like that sound
You
effect.
like that? Rah. So
It's a different sound effect.
if I could take away any kind of fandom and just be basketball guy, just
You want that?
IBO, oh, that's much more entertaining because of the hatred and the rivalry and the history.
And I think
There's a lot there.
I think beyond Cat, any Embiid being nasty versus a New York, like that's better. It is better for us.
Yeah. Lenny
Entertainment.
and Yonkers, what's up, Lenny?
Evidence, Sean, what's going on, or how you doing? It is a happy New York Knicks Friday, gentlemen.
Yes.
I would love to see, first of all, I would love to see Boston. I think, just like you said, Evan, Embiid is very dirty, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from the Knicks. Cat is like a point guard. He's distributing the ball. Jalen Brunson is not ISO anymore. He's basically keeping that ball moving, which is imperative. Mikal Bridges to the rack last night. But I have to say there's one thing that I can't stand, and that is, gentlemen, there's continue the whining to the referees.
There's a lot of that.
Stop
There's a
whining
lot
to the
of that.
referees.
And that is something.
You really, you just have to stop because they're on the other side of the court, getting a basket, and they're not getting back on defense. It's imperative.
Yeah.
You have, and more importantly than anything, really, you have to get them in foul trouble. You have to, and I agree also that Boston is absolutely vulnerable when it comes to the three-pointer. So if they're not on, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Jason Tatum's not on, guess what? We could win that series, no problem whatsoever.
So I give Clyde Frazier and Breen a lot of credit for this. Obviously not last night, though. Breen called the game, and they put Clyde on for a few minutes. During the regular season, they would call that out a lot, specifically about Towns, that you can't sit there complaining about every call, especially when it keeps you from getting back on defense. I don't think that was a major issue in this series, but it is something to keep an eye on, and it's something that they have to avoid. You were telling me the stat. Did you find this stat
It
out?
was Chris Persinan. Does a great job, works behind the scenes here, covers the Knicks as well.
It was a Chris stat. Chris is a great basketball analyzer or journalist. I like analyzer better.
He's a reporter now.
So he's a reporter. Listen to this stat that Chris gave Sean. It's actually kind of crazy about Cat. So Karl Anthony Towns in the 6 games against Atlanta registered 36 assists, which is an incredible number. I mean, do the math. In fact, let's make Sean do the math. If you get 36 assists in 6 games, what are you averaging per game?
6.
Good job.
Math.
Look at you.
Math.
Last year, in the 18-game playoff run that the Knicks had, 18 games, so triple the amount of games, Karl Anthony Towns had 24 assists.
Woof. Now you do the math, Evan. What does that average out to?
That averaged out to less than 2 per game.
1.3.
Oh, did you already calculate it?
Yeah.
Oh, did you use a calculator?
No, I used my brain.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Got a good brain. Yeah. That is unbelievable.
It
That
actually
is and it shows you the adjustment Brown made to let's let this offense go right through Karl Anthony Towns.
And I don't know what's more impressive, how good the 6 assists are now per game in the series, or really in hindsight, how terrible that is over an 18-game stretch in the postseason.
Well, here's the thing you got to keep in mind about this. So let's break it down even further. In the first 3 games of this series, Karl Anthony Towns had 10 assists.
Mm-hmm.
What's the math on that?
That is 3.33 a game.
It's a little bit above 3 assists per game. In the last 3 games of this series, he has had 10, 6, and 10. 26 assists over the last 3 games.
6.67 assists per game.
How about that? Is that not crazy?
That is crazy.
26 assists in total over the last 3 games.
That's 8.4 assists per game.
Whatever. That number over the last 3 games is 26?
Yeah.
That's bigger than the total amount of assists from last year.
That is wild.
So Karl Anthony Towns, which stat did Chris give you, the full series or just the last 3 games?
The full series.
Okay. Break it down even further, Chris. In the last 3 games, Karl Anthony Towns had more assists in just those 3 games than he had in his entire 18-game postseason run a year earlier. Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
You know what they call that?
They call that coaching by Mike Brown.
Catnip.
Oh, okay. You were going to go with that. I wasn't sure where you were going here.
Hey, Morash, you aren't funny.
Sorry.
I mean, I thought it was reasonably funny.
It was low hanging fruit. Anytime you make the cat jokes, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I have no cat in the dog race. What do you call it? Where did you even find that?
Good work. Back to your calls in a minute, 888-808-1019. And Jalen Brunson was asked a very bizarre question after he had his butt kissed at the press conference after yesterday's victory. We'll take a listen. Sean's got his Cinco de Lunch on. Of course, happy Knicks fans, angry Met fans, excited Yankee fans. 888-808-1019. HSS is ranked the number 1 in orthopedics for 16 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. When you choose HSS, you're receiving the best orthopedic care you can get, from diagnosis and treatment to physical therapy and recovery, from diagnosis and treatment. Just want to make sure I got that word right. Diagnosis is very important.
Okay.
Like you're diagnosed right now as an ass. I'm just kidding.
What does that mean?
I don't know. HSS physicians care for over 30 professional sports teams, colleges, and organizations. So whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, HSS is here for you with locations across the tri-state area. Learn more at hss.edu.
And this portion of the program is sponsored by New York Presbyterian Hospital, with world-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine at over 450 locations across New York City and Westchester. Expert health care is close to home. Book an appointment at nyp.org. It's also sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery.
The Knicks embarrassed the Hawks in front of their home crowd in a vulgar display of power, and now await their conference semis opponent. Will it be a rematch with Boston, or will the Sixers pull off the upset and set up a Broadway, Broad Street battle? The latest breaking Knicks news, the biggest Knicks opinions, and the most trusted voices delivering them all live here. Your home for New York sports is 101.9 FM WFAN.
Hey, business owners, it's Tiki Barber. Are you looking to earn extra money? Of course you are. When your business partners with Amazon Hub Delivery, you simply drop off packages to Amazon customers in your neighborhood. Get started at amazon.com/hub delivery.
Calling all hoops fans. Ready for the NBA playoffs? Get in on the action throughout basketball's most exciting time of the year with BetMGM, an authorized gaming operator of the NBA. From same-game parlays to live bets, you can call your shots during any play. Rooting for your favorite players? You'll find all sorts of markets for betting on any star's performance on any given night of the playoffs. Don't miss a single highlight or buzzer-beating shot by getting all your picks in with BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. Make your bets and experience the thrill of the NBA playoffs like never before. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
You look like you could use a refresher, a Dunkin' refresher. Try Dunkin's delicious black cherry or berry acai refreshers. One sip and you'll feel refreshed. There are so many delicious flavors like mango, pineapple, or strawberry dragon fruit. So whether you're powering through your day or just pulling up for a little treat, make it a Dunkin' refresher. Dunkin' refreshers, they're the perfect summer pick-me-up. Dunkin' refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
Many tire dealers will sell you Falcon tires, but Town Fair Tire doesn't just sell Falcon tires, they sell them at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, they give you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. That's an unbeatable deal only Town Fair Tire can offer, because Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-284-1238. 800-284-1238. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-284-1238.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switched saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for an auto insurance quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now, for a limited time, new Verizon mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabit per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Fios, internet, and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Bet the Kentucky Derby on FanDuel, where you can bet on all your other favorite sports as well. And right now, all customers can get a Derby bet reset. That means you'll get racing bonus back if your bet doesn't win. The app is super easy to use, and you don't have to be a horse racing expert to get in on all the Derby Day action. So bet the fastest 2 minutes in sports on FanDuel. Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks are registered trademarks of Churchill Downs Incorporated. Now, we all love the app around here, and it's safe and secure. When you win, you do get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Verified FD racing account required. Refund issues non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires 9 days after receipt. Max refund $10 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. So Evan mentioned an Anthony Volpe decision today. There's another decision a New York local has to make. Today is the deadline for teams to exercise their fifth-year option on first-round picks from the 2023 draft. The Jets already did so with Will McDonald. Today is Deonte Banks decision day for the New York Giants at 4 p.m. And let me save the Giants time. The decision's been made.
We're good.
We're good.
A lot of this show has been, of course, talking about the joy Knicks fans had last night with a blowout victory over the Atlanta Hawks, and some of it has already been saying, who do we want next? We have a Game 7 between the 76ers and the Celtics. I've made my opinion very clear that while I get it from a matchup standpoint, I get it from a basketball standpoint on why right now you look at the Celtics as an easier prey than the 76ers. To me, the DNA matters. The Joel Embiid factor of his inability to stay healthy matters. The 76ers being fraudulent for years, it all matters. And so I would still prefer to play the 76ers over the Boston Celtics, but Shaun and I are alone in that opinion. And again, our archivist—
How is that possible?
I'm going to play it for you. Our archivist at WFAN is collecting, as the day rolls on, everyone's preference, just so we know. So let's start off with Greg Giannotti and Jerry Recco.
I think I'd rather play the Celtics at this point. I got to be honest with you.
I agree with you. Not that they won't beat the Sixers, but I think Philly would give them a better run.
Yeah, and to make clear, I think that Jerry said it in the clip, and I'm sure Gio feels the same way. There's a confidence that they'll beat either of these teams, but right now you're kind of picking your poison. You know, you're saying, who do you rather face? So you just heard Jerry and Gio say it. Let's hear from Tommy Lugauer. You want to hear from Tommy Lugauer?
Yes.
What do you think Tommy's going to say? Well, you already know.
As a Knicks fan, I'd rather see the Celtics. I think the Knicks match up better with Boston. And I've been saying that for quite some time.
Oh, he's been saying what from quite some time?
That they match up better with Boston?
Well, he may be saying that he likes to match up with Boston, but I doubt he was saying that he prefers them over the Sixers.
Yeah.
That one's probably new. And then we just heard from Al Cintron, who said the same thing. So we'll find out from Big Mac and Craig. They'll obviously take over at 2 o'clock. I'm sure that opinion will be formulated at some point. But, yeah, right now, universally here at WFN, there's a preference towards playing the Celtics. And it does remind me of the Dodger-Padre debate from 2 years ago where Met fans and non-Met fans were arguing over who they'd prefer to play. And most Met fans wanted to play the Dodgers.
Be careful what you wish for.
Reap what you sow. Real quick, tell me if this sounds the same to you. What?
I'm waiting for you to tell me.
I'll get to your lunch show. You calm down.
When
Not quite
did I
hungry
reference
yet.
that? I don't care if we get till 1:30.
Oh, maybe 1:30, Ted. It's a fair
You
point.
locked in with my eyes and said real quick, and I locked in with you.
I want you to tell me if this sounds the same. All right, if this is similar kind of, if this is similar, because one person got a lot of crap for it and the other person hasn't gotten any crap for it. Okay. Here is, after last night's game, a reporter paying homage to Jalen Brunson. Take a listen.
Jalen, congratulations to you, man. I'm a lifelong Knicks fan. Been through some terrible years, but you guys definitely bringing a lot of glory back to the city. Thank you for that.
All right, so does that sound similar to this from after the Jaguars got knocked out?
I just want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you. Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
And you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now,
Apples and oranges.
I want to
dude.
make very clear. I loved what that woman did. I had no problem with it. I thought the media outcry was embarrassing. So I support her, just like I support that guy. So I am not criticizing either. I'm just saying that poor woman took so much crap for what she did. And what about that with Jalen Brunson last night?
That is so much worse than what she did. So much worse.
Why is that?
Okay, what she did was look at a rookie head coach in his first ever playoff game that lost a brutal, heartbreaking win and saw him upset, and instead of just completely hammering him like everybody else said, pick your head up. I don't think her doing that in year 3 of playoff losses would be acceptable. Kissing Jalen Brunson's ass in year 3 or 4, I've lost track of how many Knick runs he's had now.
4.
After another playoff series win and admitting, hey, I'm a Knick fan, love that you've changed everything. That's something you do when you have locker room access and you're not in the middle of the press conference. There is no place for kissing Jalen Brunson's ass like that and patting yourself on the back for being a Knicks fan and doing that. It's a completely different scenario from what that female reporter did.
Well, there is one other difference. That reporter I just played would go on and ask Jalen Brunson a question.
A good one, I hope.
What do you think the question was?
Do you prefer Boston or Philly?
I think the question that was asked by that reporter is one of the great questions ever asked a professional athlete. So I'm not sure what that man's name is, but I thought your compliment was fine. But you definitely took it to another level with your question. So, again, I'm not sure who your name is, but I definitely acknowledge you.
Real quick, outside of the playoffs, as a wrestling fan, what did you think of Roman winning at Mania and the Bloodline getting back together?
See, these are the questions I want to ask. I want asked.
If I would have asked you that first, you would have killed me.
Well, you should have asked it first. Very excited. Very excited. I have a handshake with one of our trainers, and we acknowledge him before every game. So
we acknowledge him before every game.
What are we doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, Jalen Brunson. Jalen, always respected you.
It's
always
acknowledge me.
Oh, we have. Even Jalen Brunson's acknowledging you after whipping the Hawks' ass.
You know, Brunson flops a lot.
That reporter's very lucky. It was a 60-point game. Because like you can't like get mad at it. You're not breaking down a lot of the X's and O's. What are we doing here? What is this, Super Bowl media day?
I was actually very curious what Jalen thought. That's a big deal. It was a big deal a couple of weeks ago. Jalen's obviously very deeply involved in WWE, and you know my opinion on it. I thought it was great. You know my son's opinion on it. I thought it was great. I was curious what Jalen Brunson thought about our tribal chief being the champ again. So great job by the reporter. I thought the kiss ass was fine. Great work by everybody all the way around.
The question. Oh God.
It finally happened. We have some Mets breaking news.
Mets breaking news.
Yes.
Is Carlos Mendoza flying to Anaheim?
Yes,
Okay.
and this is according to Anthony DiComo.
All right.
Who David Stern spoke with this morning.
So David Stern spoke with Anthony DiComo, one reporter, not all reporters, just one reporter?
Told MLB.com, we know our record is not what we want, and we know we are capable of more. We don't view this as a manager problem, and we do not intend to make a change.
Okay. I think it was important for David to do that. Now, my critique would be I think he needs to do it more than just delivering a quote to DiComo. I think he probably should do a press conference. He should probably show support for the team being in Anaheim or have I mean, I guess you kind of have to do it in Anaheim because that's where everybody is. So I think it was important, and I mentioned this 3 days ago, and he didn't do it 3 days ago, but he needed to come out and at least address the fans and address what's going on and no longer have Mendoza kind of whipping in the wind.
Yeah.
So he did it to a degree. He didn't do it enough, clearly, because he didn't do it in front of cameras. He did it to DiComo, unless that was filmed. And if there's more information, please let me know before I'm a complete ass.
Correct. Yeah.
But as of now, he didn't do it in front of cameras, and he didn't die on the sword. Bro, you're right. It's not a manager problem. It's a you problem. You built this team. Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you express to us why you believe a washed-up second baseman in Marcus Semion's going to be better? Why don't you express to us what your plan is for the bottom half of this rotation, what sucks? Why don't you explain to us how you think Mark Vientos and Brett Beatty are going to turn their seasons around? Why don't you express to us, as Pete Alonso makes his return to New York, why you wouldn't even call him? So I think that David Stearns needs to give more than just a flaccid sentence to Anthony DiComo about, he's our manager.
Yeah.
Stop asking tough questions. I think you need to answer the tough questions. And I know you're not coming on with us or anyone on this radio station, whatever. You haven't done it even when things were well. But I do think it's important to stand in front of the cameras and talk to your fans because you are right about something. It isn't truly a Mendoza problem. It's a you problem. And as Clint Capella once asked, what are you going to do about it? Because as of right now, you're not doing anything about it. What are you going to do? And that's a great follow-up question. In fact, John Heyman takes a lot of crap. John Heyman said to Carlos Mendoza, and it was pointed and it was tough. And that question that he asked Mendoza is, hey, Carlos, has it hit you that maybe you're not any good?
Yep.
Well, that question needs to be asked of David Stearns. Is it possible that maybe as smart as you think you are, that maybe you done effed up every move you made? Is that possible, Mr. Stearns?
When you're 10 games under and floundering like this, 11 games under, and it's not the manager's fault, then it is directly the guy who gathered the player for the manager's fault. Like,
right.
You can't say and have a vow of confidence for the manager and at least not utter the words, I gave Carlos Mendoza this roster to work with. I need to figure out why the guys I put together are not working.
So one more thing that I guess
Yeah.
this is research DeComo did in the story. In the eyes of team decision makers, the blame should be spread throughout the organization from baseball ops to the clubhouse. Club officials do not place the responsibility on that for Mendoza. Instead, and this is from the story, Mendoza will be given a chance to execute one of the more dramatic turnarounds in baseball history. With 131 games still to play, Mets officials believe there is enough time for the Mets to run back up the National League standings.
All right. Now, here's my next question. What if they get swept by the Angels?
I know, and that's why even statements, and I call it a flaccid statement, these flaccid statements don't do anything because you're right. If they get swept by the Angels or they lose 5 out of 6 to the Angels and the Rockies, are we all not asking the same questions?
Yeah,
are
like-
we all not saying, hey, this should change or it should change?
The more I think about that quote, the more it's just, we're not ready yet, but yet could be 4 days from now.
Here's more from Anthony DeComo. So, again, this was not Stearns meeting the media, which he should do. And he does it a lot, but he hasn't done it in the last 5 days, and I think it's important that he does it. So he don't have to listen to me, but he's coming across weak and pathetic right now, honestly. I think the whole organization
As is the owner.
As is the owner. Like, don't pop your head up when you want. Sometimes Cash was always the best with this. I know you're going to get offended because I'm complimenting him.
This I agree with you about Cashman on.
The worst of times, Brian Cashman would show up. It's almost like Brian Cashman hides when things are good, like right now. You never hear from him. Watch, he'll meet the media today.
Yep.
But for the most part, he disappears. If you're David Stearns, a little sentence to an Anthony DeComo article is not enough. You should be in Anaheim. You should meet the media. You should answer tough questions. You should talk to fans. Same thing with Cohen. My biggest issue with Cohen is not the money he's spending or anything about the way he's running the team. My biggest issue with Cohen is that he shows up when he wants to and tweets when he wants to, and he comes across completely out of touch.
It's become a damn disgrace with Cohen. I'm sorry. You cannot take to Twitter over the stupid ticket thing about people not and I agree. We all believed he was defending real fans in that
I
instance.
agreed with his sentiment, but the rest of your point is right.
The point is right. And like when you think about what the big picture is as the owner of the Mets, you cared enough to take to social media and basically belittle people. Well, how about you're paying customers now that feel like they're being belittled watching this garbage? You have set the precedent that you have no problem, whether you're sitting on the bathroom or somewhere else typing out a tweet. Where the hell are the tweets when you're losing every damn series?
I know, and he actually fired off a tweet when Bo Bichette had the big hit last week. They basically haven't won since. They've won one game since.
He's a front-running owner on Twitter.
Yeah. No, that's a problem. That's my biggest issue with him. I think he's tone deaf, and front-running owning is a good term.
Yeah.
It's the dangers of Twitter. Like, if you never tweet, then we wouldn't say a word. But you got to show up when things are bad.
You can't be half in, half out with that stuff.
Let me read this paragraph from Anthony DeComo's Deep Dive. If you're just tuning in, Mendy is safe. He's not being fired despite a horrific managerial decision that I thought Craig and Big Mac did a great job of covering yesterday because they hit it. It was a huge mistake taking a guy out who had not only hit the home run that got you in the game, but you used him against the lefty about earlier to lay down a bunt, which you could have done again in the 8th inning.
Yep.
And you take him out for Austin Slater? So great job by them with their instant reaction on it. It was a horrible move. It was very similar to the Nico Horner move. So, yes, there are bad moves that Mendy's making, even if it's not all his fault. But anyhow, here's more from DeComo. While it's possible the Mets could change their mind regarding Mendoza much later in the season, he will be in no imminent danger of losing his job, even if the team continues to slide during a 9-game West Coast trip that opens on Friday night in Anaheim.
All right, so he makes it back.
Similarly, Cohen has given David Stearns at least some assurances that his own role is safe. Mets officials believe in the roster they have constructed and the process that led them to this point, even as success has not followed.
All right, I think that's important, too, because we talked a lot, especially thinking about them going to Anaheim about Willie Randolph yesterday and that whole situation. What the Mets are basically telling you there is they don't want a repeat of knowing they could have done this before he got on the plane and then firing him out on this trip.
Different ownership, I get it. But
still, they know the history. Like, Stearns and Cohen know the history of the Mets. At a bare minimum, I would guess even if they go 0-9, Carlos Mendoza's making it back to New York before Sledgehammer.
And here's the issue that, and I brought this up before the Phillies made their decision, and coincidentally, look what's happened. Sometimes you fire a manager and a team gets hot.
Mm-hmm.
What everyone leaves out about the Willie Randolph story is that they got hot.
Mm-hmm.
So it sort of worked. Jerry Manuel took over as manager, and the Mets climbed above 500 and actually played mostly well in the second half of the year, despite what we all remember on how it ended. So the managerial change worked. In Philadelphia in 2022, the managerial change worked. Yeah. So far in Philadelphia, since they fired Rob Thompson for Don Mattingly, they're 3-0. And they swept a doubleheader yesterday in which they came back in the ninth inning twice, something the Mets haven't done in a year and a half.
Donnie Baseball.
So managerial changes are unfair. We all get it. But sometimes they work. And so say what you want about the Phillies and the Red Sox. They tried something. And my gut feeling is it's going to work in Philadelphia. It won't in Boston. We'll see, though.
Sounds right.
The Mets haven't done anything. What have they done? The ship be sinking, and they're like, the holes will fill itself. We'll be fine.
The same players in that locker room with the same leader are just getting in a different road locker room today with the same mental wearing of how the hell does this turn around? Because if it's not one thing with the Mets, it's another. If it's not one reliever blowing, it's another. If it's not one starter imploding, it's another.
It's everything. They find collective ways to lose.
I think if they could lose 9 or 10 in a row, I don't think he's getting fired.
Well, I think based on this, he's not. He just said he could slide out west.
There's a little window because they said we don't intend to make a change at manager. So Stearns left a little bit of a window there. But I don't think they're going to get rid of him.
I don't know. I read those quotes. If they went 1-8 or 0-9, I think he'd get fired at this road trip.
Yeah, here's the question you got to ask yourself.
It is 9 games, right? Am I over?
It is a 9-game road trip, correct. Again, against teams that are beatable, especially at the beginning. It's Anaheim, Colorado, and then Arizona. The Diamondbacks are a few games above 500, and they're a competent team. But those are 9 somewhat winnable games if they were a decent team. Could the Mets have a 95-loss season and Carlos Mendoza survive the entire year? Could that really happen?
How?
That's what I have a very tough time believing.
They're going to just tell the fans. I know they're thinking they're saying the right thing. You're telling the fans you don't care about trying to find a way to spark this team. And if you let them ride out a 95-loss season where he doesn't get fired at any point, what the hell? What kind of message is that?
There is something else I read out of this story that is very different than the things I have said over the last few weeks. I admit this.
Okay.
Because I read something and my brain's like, okay. I have been adamant that whether you like it or not, David Stearns is safe. He's not losing his job. Mm-hmm. Steve Cohen waited years to hire this guy. He had a very impressive resume in Milwaukee. They're not going to fire him, despite what's happened over the last few years. I read this sentence again, and you tell me if I'm reading too closely into it. Similarly, Cohen has given Stearns at least some assurances that his own role is safe.
Yeah, the door's open.
The door has now been slightly opened.
And
slightly opened.
Stearns told DeComo that? Or is that DeComo reporting?
No, I think
Met sources.
DeComo reporting.
Yeah, so Stearns is quoted in this article, but it is reporting by Anthony DeComo, who works for MLB.com. But that is a slight, and I admit it's slight, but I got to be honest. That is a slight, minuscule opening to the fact that David Stearns is not safe. That this owner could look at this roster and say, hey, bro, I gave you a ton of money.
Right.
You got rid of a lot of popular players, which I'm getting heat for. Mm-hmm. You can't lose 95 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and this is where I think Steve Cohen has a difficult conversation with David Stearns, Met fans assume the season is over. And why wouldn't you? They're 10-21. Can David Stearns go to Steve Cohen in July and say, hey, I'm going to sell these guys off. You mind picking up the bill on some of them?
That's a tough pill to swallow.
You know, I got a great offer from the Yankees on Bo Bichette, but we got to pick up 70% of the contract. Is Steve Cohen, and he did it for Scherzer, and he did it for Verlander, he's going to do that again?
I doubt it.
That's a tough conversation.
Now, he might do it, but say the assistant GM, somebody's making that move. You're out now, too.
I mean, that's my point.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first time I admit that the door has been slightly, just very slightly opened. We'll get to your calls in a second, but dude, my stomach is killing me. So, Shaun Morash, feed us.
Shaun Morash in the booth. Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling, no! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go! Cinco de Loncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything, everywhere. Now, this feels like a way less serious Cinco than talking about the future of the Mets and Mendoza's insurances, but away we go. So this is our first Kentucky Derby in middays together, Evan. Rather than have Brad Thomas on, I'm here to give you my Kentucky Derby thoughts in this Cinco, and that's simply an oldie but a goodie from our afternoon days. The 5 horse impersonations that you can bring with you to your Kentucky Derby party tomorrow.
Oh, my God. You did this, didn't you?
Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 5 will be the worst, and there's different types. There's 5 different horse impersonations you can bring.
You're dead to me.
Here we go.
Here we go. Number 5.
The pitter-patter walking sound. Click, 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 click. Not the best, but if you want to work on horse walking, that's it.
Number 4.
The grunt and grumble.
Number 3.
The lip shrivel.
Number 2.
The neigh. Nay.
Number 1.
And the he. And those are, of course, the 5 best horse sounds you could bring with you to your Kentucky Derby party tomorrow.
Thanks, Sean. We'll get back to your calls coming up, 888-808-1019, and more on what's next for the juggernaut New York Knicks. They have taken care of Atlanta. We have a mystery opponent awaiting them on Monday. More Knicks talk, your phone calls, and what's going to happen tonight at Yankee Stadium when Pete Alonso comes to the plate.
You finally left.
It's Evan and Tiki with Shaun Morash.
With the warm months just about here, it's time for a healthier you. Tiki's old buddy, John Gallucci Jr., CEO of JAG Physical Therapy, always tells me how important it is to focus on your biomechanical chain to reduce injuries. Now is the time for you and your loved ones to turn to JAG and get stronger and function at a higher level. The dedicated team of physical therapists at JAG Physical Therapy will develop a plan specifically for you to help prevent injuries. And if you have an existing injury, their expertise and commitment will help you get back the life you love. Schedule your appointment today at jagpt.com. That's jagpt.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Can't blame Celtics fans if this all feels way too familiar. They've played with their food one too many times, and now they got to host the Sixers for a Game 7 tomorrow, quite possibly without Jason Tatum. As much as they want to try and convince us that whatever happens this year is gravy after waiting for Tatum to return from his Achilles, it's obvious that with or without Tatum, blowing a 3-1 series lead to the Sixers would be a massive disappointment. I'm Chris Mack.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Turns out, talk isn't cheap. Just talking about affordability doesn't make things affordable. Straight Talk's had the same price since 2009. Plus, their Gold plan includes a Walmart Plus membership and $20 in Walmart cash when you activate. That's more than just talk.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straightforward, always. Valid through May 17, 2026. $20 in Walmart cash for Straight Talk Gold or Platinum plan customers newly enrolling in Walmart Plus. Limit 1 per enrollment and account. Same price claim applies only to base monthly price of the $45 Straight Talk plan, beginning October 2009.
Texting and driving? Big risk, big consequences. You risk traffic tickets, fines, and if you crash and injure someone, you could even go to prison. Pay attention or pay the price. Brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
Dell PCs with Intel inside are built for the moments you plan and the ones you don't. For the time you forgot your charger at the gate.
Passengers, we are now on our initial ascent.
Or when you're bouncing between projects like a ping pong ball. We build PCs with long-lasting battery life, so you're not scrambling for an outlet. And built-in intelligence, so you can stay focused on whatever you're doing. Dell Technologies, built for you. Dell.com/Dell PCs.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a hospitality manager at a 5-star hotel.
So I just checked into room 318, but someone was in there.
Room 318. Oh, you were supposed to be booked in 813, which is now booked.
So what do we do?
How about rock, paper, scissors for who gets the bid?
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs.
Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hey, this is Sal Licata. Right now is the time to make sure that your current cooling system is ready for hot weather. You don't want it to fail when it's 90 degrees out, and if it's over 15 years old, you're wasting your money. Get a new high-efficiency AC system right now from my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling. They are New Jersey's air conditioning experts and have been for decades. Take it from me. These guys have done plenty of work on my house. You'll save money and stay cooler. Contact them now at edisonhvac.com. That's edisonhvac.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4094. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-4094. That's 800-575-4094.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council. Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Scotland returns to America and the world stage for the first time in 20 years. Don't miss their return when they face Bolivia June 6th at Sports Illustrated Stadium. Tickets on sale now at roadto26.com.
Listen to MLB Insider Calls on WFAN all season long. Presented by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
We love talking about the Knicks and Nets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
So the New York Knicks get a feet-up weekend after a feet-up victory over the Atlanta Hawks. They can sit back, you can sit back, and consume basketball on a much more, observant level. Tonight there's 3 Game 6s, 2 in the Eastern Conference. If you want to look ahead, you've got the Laker-Rockets story from the Western Conference where the Lakers are trying to avoid blowing a 3-0 lead. And then, of course, Saturday night, we'll get to find out who the Knicks are going to face next. What we do know is that they will play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then a Game 7 on the following Sunday. So it's an every other day series, which is very cool. The only time where there's more than one off day is from Game 6 to Game 7. I do think for those that like to travel, okay, if you're a traveler like Kerry in Sayreville, who's a great caller and great Knick fan, I do think the Sixers are the preferred opponent. It is just easier to get there. I think the parking is a lot easier in Philly than it is Boston, and I also think the ticket prices won't be as high. We have seen it over the last couple of years. An invasion of Philadelphia is much easier than an invasion of Boston. I do wonder that if the Sixers win a Game 7, would there be enough juice in the city of Philly that those prices will skyrocket because there'll be excitement? I think that's possible.
Yeah.
But I still think in general, a trip to Philadelphia, if you're looking to pull it off, is a much more manageable and easier trip than going up to Boston to face the Celtics.
Yeah, a little quicker depending on where you go from all of that. I will say keep an eye on this, and this is just me being me. And unless we have the definitive TV partners, if ABC and ESPN has their hands on that Game 7, and you have Sunday afternoon Yankee Met tickets, and you don't want to miss a Game 7, be careful. That not necessarily a Sunday night. That could be a 3:30 in the afternoon Game 7. We've seen those before from ABC.
I'll do it. I'll take care of this for everybody. The Knicks are going to beat the Celtics. The Knicks are going to beat the Sixers, and they're not going to need a 7th game.
Okay.
From my lips to all of your ears.
All right, so settle in for Yankees Mets.
As an IBO, and I've been saying this since the beginning of the season, they're going to the NBA Finals. I stand by that. And whether it's the Sixers or the Celtics, and it's been a healthy debate today on who you'd rather face, I think they'll beat either team. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I don't think either will go to a 7th game.
I don't think you can make that total proclamation until we see exactly what these teams look like coming out of the Game 7 and who wins.
I think that, I get that. Because I think there's a really good chance that the Celtics win Game 7 by 40.
I think that's fair.
I think there's a chance that the heart of the champions hit their threes on that night. The Sixers look like the typical fraudulent team that they are, and all the Sixers did to their fan base is suck them in.
Tease them.
And then they get blown out.
Yeah, but again, if the Celtics win, by 10, but Tatum looks hobbled, you're going to walk away going, this series ain't going 7. We're taking care of Boston.
Now, one thing we also talked about a little bit earlier is that last night's blowout was fun for Knicks fans, and it created the opportunity for me to finally get an apology from Craig Carton, who will be on the air in an hour, because Craig and I always used to argue where he would say blowouts aren't fun, close games are better. And certainly last night would be proof to him that blowouts are better. So, full transparency, he is here. I went into our collective office and secretly recorded a conversation. I then let him know once the conversation was over, just to be fully transparent, I just recorded you. Can I play it?
Yeah.
And you heard him say yes.
I did hear him say yes. I also think he wouldn't have fallen for it because, Evan, I've never seen somebody have to record something and your flashlight is on.
Damn it!
That was what attracted me.
Really?
Yes. Like, dude, turn off the light, you
So you
idiot.
think he knew that I was recording it?
The whole newsroom knew you were recording it. The light was blinding everybody.
All right. Either way, once that conversation is ready to go, you let me know, and we will play it for the people. But I do want to give that show a lot of credit for something else.
Okay.
The Pete Alonso discussion from 2 months ago that I thought was really stupid. And for those that are not aware, because Hoff brought it to me, they were talking about how, hey, when Pete comes to Yankee Stadium as an Oriole the first week of May, are Met fans going to show up? And I remember when Hoff brought it up to me, I was like, that's asinine. Like, why would we do that? The Mets are so bad. They are so pathetic. And this fan base is so angry at the decisions that David Stern has made. And no one's going to Met games that I think that premonition is going to turn out to be true. I think there actually are going to be Met fans at Yankee Stadium tonight to give Pete Alonso a nice ovation.
I think all weekend. All weekend.
But do you agree it's because the Mets suck, or do you think this was always going to happen?
I think it was probably always going to happen, but I think it's been further. Like, if you were on the line and going, I don't really want to go to Yankee Stadium and deal with that, I think you've been further pushed to, number one, seeing like competent baseball, right?
Sure.
And that's not even trolling the Mets. It's just we're baseball
They
fans in
suck.
this town.
It's okay.
And number two, you didn't get to say goodbye yet to Pete, and you don't know if you want to be caught there in September saying goodbye then.
What would you do there as a Yankee fan? You're just going to boo him or ignore him or join in to mock us?
I have no reason to boo Pete Alonso other than the fact that he plays for a division rival now. I think it's it doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to cheer. He hasn't done enough in that uniform yet for me to boo him.
No, not yet. I mean,
and I'm certainly not going to cheer him as an opponent at Yankee Stadium.
Well, they were saying yesterday that it would be a mocking of the Mets to do that, which is interesting.
No, but here's what's unfortunate.
Yep.
And if I can for Yankee fans, can we not be douches to the Met fans that show up in Pete Alonso jerseys tonight?
Feel bad for us.
I actually do.
Yeah.
And I said to say, there's enough that we could rub the Met fans' noses in it, the big brother, little brother stuff. I had those guys in the Soto jerseys on opening day. Remember, I was like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I think this is the one weekend free pass. Met fans, you want to wear your Pete Alonso jerseys in the city? Like, we're not going to mock you for that. We'll mock you in 2 weeks in your own stadium if we're sweeping you.
That's very different.
Be nice to the Met fan tonight. They've been through enough.
I love being a Met.
Yeah, we're sad children right now.
Pete Alonso did mean a lot. And how would we feel if Aaron Judge was a Giant and we had to come back and watch him? It wasn't our fault. Ain't the Met fans' fault Alonso's gone.
No, I think most of us wanted him back. It's
Yeah.
a perfect storm. It's the perfect storm of the Mets are terrible. I know Pete isn't off to the greatest start, but I also think you got to keep in mind if Pete stayed, I think his results could be very different. Like, he's probably pressing the way free agents press when they come to New York with a big contract.
He'll homer this weekend.
Think so?
At least one.
Yeah, I think Pete's going to have a big weekend, and I think it'll annoy Met fans more than Yankee fans. You'll win the games anyway,
right?
And we'll say, the Pete, we're stuck with Mark Vientos at first base.
Definitely. So what game are you going to? Did you pick it out?
I'm not going to any of these games.
Not one.
Nah, I think I'm going to go to the DeGrom day, but I got to see what day lines up for Jake to pitch.
The Knicks, if it meshes.
If the Knicks play, I can't. It's too much. Then I won't go. Then I'm just not going to do it. Got to pick my spots.
Okay.
Anyhow, I did go to Craig with my push of, hey, now you should apologize. Blowouts are fun. Look at last night's New York Knicks game. So would you like to hear our conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Here is Craig, me asking him, hey, see, blowouts are fun, and then asking for an apology.
I remember you always telling me that blowouts are boring.
Blowouts suck.
I'd rather a close game.
Yeah.
Do you still agree with that sentiment?
Yes.
So you didn't have fun last night?
Of course I had fun.
Okay. Would you rather
Because I got such ridiculousness?
Yeah.
Like, we may have been up 70.
Would you rather have won at the buzzer, though? Because that would have been more exciting.
So you guarantee me the W? Of course.
Come on, man. There's no way you think that. You had fun last night.
Second half was.
What do you mean it wasn't fun? You just put your feet up and enjoy the rest of the game.
Yes, but the only thing fun about it was how much are they going to win by?
Okay. But you don't find that more enjoyable than a close game? You had no stress. I saw you Thursday. You were stressed. Respect for that. You were stressed. Yes. You can't tell me that's not better. Take an L on
I've
this.
never experienced a game like last night in my lifetime.
So now that you have, Evan, you're right.
I don't know. I give it some thought.
Wait, come on.
It's funny because someone else asked me that last night.
Because you never experienced it.
I've never. Who has?
And I have.
A fucking 61?
Bro, there's a reason we had this argument.
Don't
The Nets won a playoff game by 100. And you're like, it's
that was
boring.
the genesis of it?
Yes, and we had it a few times, but that was the genesis of it. And I was like, no, I had a great time. Now you experienced it. Evan, you're right. Go ahead.
think the buzzer
right
beater-
into this
I think the
microphone.
buzzer beater is more
Evan,
fun.
you're right.
What? Phone?
I think before the phone rang, he was going to finally give in.
I cannot believe his phone rung, and that was not a bit.
That his phone rang?
It was unbelievable. You couldn't pick a better time.
Listen, I think, okay, I'll ask it this way for you as a Giant fan. What is more enjoyable? Green Bay AFC Championship game?
Or we play in the NFC?
I'm sorry, what did I say? AFC?
AFC.
My bad. My bad. I got the Jets over mine. Green Bay NFC Championship game after the 2007 season or 41 Donut Vikings NFC Championship game 2000?
41-0 was the most fun I've ever had watching a sporting event in my life.
That's my point. There you go.
And much like last night, people forget about the 41-0. I think it was 38-0 at half.
Yeah, it was like the Knick game.
Yeah,
it was over.
41-0. Right. Like there was no scoring in the second half.
Zero. Like, yeah, you'll remember the moment, the way it ended, but the stress that you go through over the course of that game, that's not fun.
No, the 2007 NFC Championship game, there was chaos. My dog bit my friend. Like, everybody was, like, anxious. It was horrible.
Yeah.
But it was great at the end.
Of course.
But, angst.
All right, let's get to your calls. The Mets basically announced that Carlos Mendoza is safe. The New York Yankees get set to welcome in Pete Alonso, and the New York Knicks fan is still basking in the glory of defeating the Atlanta Hawks. 888-808-1019. Anthony in Eastchester. What's up, Anthony?
How you doing, boys? Funny to celebrate the Knicks with two people who obviously don't love the Knicks.
IBOs.
IBOs, great IBOs. So I was watching the game last night. Always prefer a blowout. I've been watching this team for almost 40 years. So I just want to win. That's all I care about. And if I could quickly say before who I want in the second round, I'd like to say Evan was 100% right. Knicks fans, enjoy every win. Enjoy every playoff win, any playoff series win, because I've seen it both ways, and I'm having a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So what I do want to say, sorry, boys, is that when I look at the next round, I'm scared of both teams, but you have to look at who could beat you up more. And I just believe that people are saying Philadelphia, they don't want to see him because they might be more physical. We had a series with them a few years ago, and it was a knockdown, drag him out affair. Even though all those guys aren't there, it still was a brutal series.
Yeah, I think the reason why Philadelphia is putting just a tad more fear, and maybe fear isn't the right word because I think Knicks fans still would have a confidence, is the recency bias of the last couple of games.
Yes.
I mean, they have looked like the far superior team to the Boston Celtics. Their defense has been elite. Joel Embiid looks healthy and mostly effective. And the Sixers have some incredible athletes on this team. And VJ Edgecombe has become like a mini star. We all know how good Tyrese Maxey is. Like, they're just talent-wise better than the Boston Celtics. And so I think that's become more obvious over the last few days. I just tend to look at the grander stage of DNA. And while the coach has some winning DNA, just not in Philadelphia, the Boston Celtics have done this before.
Yep.
And the Philadelphia 76ers, and I get it, it features a bunch of key pieces that were not a part of it. Paul George is sort of new. VJ is sort of new. It's still like in their DNA, in my mind, that's the team you'd be able to take out a little bit easier.
Right. You're banking on finally, out of nowhere, a coronation of a 76er Joel Embiid core team finally climbing the mountain out of nowhere, which is possible.
Sure, it happens in sports. It would just be insane. And you want to know how...
It would be shocking. It would be.
You know what's so disrespectful about the Knicks? And we ran with this a couple weeks ago before the postseason started with their odds. And if you looked at every series in the East and Western Conference, the biggest... let me phrase it, the smallest underdog was the New York Knicks, which I thought was remarkable. Every other series, the favorite was a bigger favorite than the New York Knicks. And it was kind of crazy. Even right now, with the New York Knicks having punched a ticket to the Eastern Conference semifinals, they are the only Eastern Conference team that has done it. If you check the betting odds on the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference, they're not the favorites.
Still Boston?
The Boston Celtics. That, to me, is remarkable on so many levels.
I don't know how that could be either. And again, he said everything right after the game. That has to give you a little pause when Tatum stumbles out in the third quarter like that last night.
I'm going to read you these odds. This is Eastern Conference winners. And again, the Boston Celtics are about to play Game 7. The Cleveland Cavaliers are looking to close out their series. So they both have edges in terms of advancing. The Detroit Pistons obviously in a tougher spot as they trail 3-2. The Boston Celtics, to come out of the East, are plus 170. They are number 1. The Cleveland Cavaliers are plus 250. They are number 2. And then the New York Knicks are plus 300. That is incredible disrespect. It's not only disrespect because, A, you've already advanced. You've already punched your ticket. Those two teams haven't. But, B, you guys are better. I thought you were better since the beginning of the season. I mean, you can give me the regular season numbers all you want. Well, okay, if you want to look at regular season numbers, did they not have a better record than the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Right, they did.
So then what is that even based on for the Knicks to face that kind of disrespect? Explain it to me, because I don't get it.
I really don't know, unless it's just a lack of faith that ultimately they will find a way through because they haven't the last couple of years. And they always run into an opponent they're better than and still lose.
Sixers are 22-1.
It's not a bad. I mean, I would say this about the Sixers. We have had our fun about who you want more. Man, if they look dominant in Game 7.
I get you.
That odd's only going to go down.
Oh, dude, if they win Game 7, it's going to not be 22-1. It'll be about 9-1 or 8-1.
I kind of like it at 22-1.
You want to do a
little bet?
Little team bet?
Yeah.
I do not believe in them. So it's really throwing my money away. I would literally be lighting my money on fire because I do not believe in the Philadelphia 76ers. I think they're frauds. I've made that point a lot. But I don't know, man. Those odds are kind of juicing me in a little bit.
The odds are good. I think we're not thinking about another thing, though, Evan, because there's a million variables.
100 to win 2,300.
I mean, that's pretty good. The other variable we have is we're so focused on this. There's a chance the Pistons have weathered the punch of being down 3-1.
I just did it.
You did? All right.
I am a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a loser because I'm going to lose that money on Saturday night. But I don't know. 22-1 just intrigued me, man.
I mean, it's sort of emotional insurance. It's still the city of Philadelphia celebrating something.
I get you could look at it that way. A little bit slight emotional insurance. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I forgot. It doesn't matter.
All right. Jody's in Warren, New Jersey. Hey, Jody.
The Pistons.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to talk about America's team for a second, the Mets. Evan, it confuses me because last year, trade deadline, if I remember, Stearns' moves, I'm not going to go through all of them, I'm well aware. Yeah. They were rated like an A or an A minus. This year, going into the season with his moves, the Mets were projected to win, if I'm not mistaken, maybe by some people, like 90 games. And now, in hindsight, and I hate Stearns. I can't even look at him anymore, for getting rid of Alonso. That all upsets me. But how do I view this now? And the only thing getting me through the season, and I'm grateful, is the Rico. I just also have to mention that. I'll hang up and listen.
I appreciate it. What gets me through the season? Is that what the question was?
Other than the Rico, I guess?
Well, the Rico's not getting me through the season. It's just something I do to vent out my frustrations.
Some might call that an emotional insurance.
Yeah, make some money off that, I guess. Look, the Mets they've had some lost seasons before. This isn't new to me. It would be new to you. It'd be new to Big Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys haven't had lost seasons. Your most lost season was 2023, where I guess there was still like a semblance of hope that you can come back into it.
That was rare because by August we knew it was cooked.
Yeah, so 2023 is a rarity.
Yeah.
Even in 2016, when you guys sold, you guys started playing really well after you sold, and there was that Gary Sanchez push.
Yep, and that's what I said. We had a young player we were excited by, and then even the year of the last year of the stadium, it was the last year of the stadium.
Yeah, I think the push, or what's going to keep me and a lot of Met fans intrigued, is that they do have young players that we're going to watch. And I'm not talking about Brett Beatty and Mark Vientos. Like A.J. Ewing will be up here.
Yeah.
Jonah Tong at some point will likely be up here. Carson Bench is still up here. Nick Morabito will be up here. So that is what I remember in the late 90s, or the mid-90s, I should say, more than the late 90s when they were bad. Like, you watch the young players. And it sucks because lost baseball seasons are not fun, but they're not as bad as lost basketball seasons. Trust me on that.
Oh, no, they're not. Those actually don't exist.
Yeah, those are the worst. Like that, those are because the differences with lost basketball seasons is you prefer to lose.
Right.
And you're watching players that are probably not a part of your future. While in baseball, you could at least rationalize, hey, that could be my future center fielder.
I also think the time of year matters, too. Even in a crappy baseball year, you can still make the case, cheap tickets, just go to Citi Field and go watch a baseball game, sit outside. The dead of winter, sitting at a Brooklyn Net game.
Yeah. Or a Knicks game for all their down years.
And it's just,
Yeah, it's a little darker, I agree. TJ in Manhattan. Hey, TJ.
Oh, hey, Evan. Listen, guys, what I love about the show is the constant wordplay and the word failure. But, Evan, I got to kill you on this one.
Go.
I heard you say this morning on the Rico, and then you said it again in the second hour. You keep using the phrase, a man of my own heart.
What is it?
It's a man after my own heart.
A man. Yeah. So I say a man of my own heart. It's a man after my own heart.
I wonder how much stuff you say that I actually miss, because I feel like I pick up on a lot. I don't even remember you saying that.
Well, here's the great news. Every Friday, right around this time, but usually a little later from now, 1:30 or so, we have a segment we like to call Idiots with Idioms. And in that segment, we collect all the failed mistakes, usually me, but sometimes you, sometimes Tiki, sometimes everyone else on the radio station, and we expose all the failed idioms. So we'll see if that one made the list. If not, it'll make next week's list. I promise you that. You know what we're going to put in the window seat, brought to you by a Window-Rama? Save up to 30% on new windows and doors. Why, did you have someone you wanted to put in the window seat?
No, I just wanted you to put somebody in the window seat.
Yeah, I'm putting someone in the window seat right now.
Let's put somebody in the window seat, Evan.
Pete Alonso.
Huh. Pete Alonso's in the window seat.
I think so.
Now, why is that as an opponent?
I'll tell you why. Because it involves the Mets and the Yankees. Number one, for the Met fan, it's obvious. Met fans miss him. He's going to get cheered by some Met fans at Yankee Stadium. We'll see how many. And no matter what he does, it will be viewed by the Met fan, especially since the Mets don't play till 9:38 tonight. So whatever he does, 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts, 3 for 5 with 2 doubles, it becomes a newsworthy item. But here's where it really matters, because you've touched on this, and we've danced around it. When Pete first signed with the Orioles, I said, wow, he could become one of those guys.
Yes.
And you said to me, I actually have the audio saved, there'll never be a moment where Pete Alonso is truly an enemy. There'll never be a moment where I hate him, because I'm not worried about the Orioles, and I'm not worried about him.
Yep.
Tonight is the beginning of that changing.
Okay.
The Baltimore Orioles could very well end up being the number one contender for the New York Yankees. I know they're not off to the greatest start. Nobody but Tampa Bay is in that American League East. But I think the Orioles have oodles of talent. And I think the Orioles have a chance to be that team.
Gunnar Henderson's power's been there.
Right now, they're 15-16. They're 5 games out. this 4-game series, because remember, it swings around into Monday, could be the moment that the Orioles show, hey, we're legit. And it's got a chance for the first time for Pete Alonso to say, hey, Shaun, acknowledge me. You're going to hate me. I'm going to be a thorn in your side. You're not going to like me. You're going to say mean expletives at me.
Never.
You never know.
He'll have a couple, like, regular season. Pete Alonso's never hitting a big home run versus the
They fucking suck. Come on. You can't say that.
In a playoff series, like, beat the Orioles. First of all, the idea of the Orioles with Pete Alonso ever beating the Yankees in a playoff series, I mean, take a lap.
Why can't that happen?
Not going to happen.
Why, though?
Because it's not going to happen.
You just lost the playoff series to the Blue Jays last year.
It's
a team that most fans wanted buried in, like, May.
The Orioles are like our in-division A's.
Because you've had postseason success against them?
Come on.
I mean, you have had a lot of success against them.
You see that stupid orange and black bird on the hat and you laugh.
There's only been 2 rounds between the Yankees and the Orioles. I'm trying to think about this out loud. Obviously, 1996 ALCS, and then you played them in the divisional series back a little over a decade ago.
The Ibanez.
Yeah, the CC Sabathia wins Game 5 series.
Yeah.
So you've beaten them twice.
Now I'm trying to remember, because I think they got Texas a couple. They didn't play Baltimore again in the 98, 99. That was it?
No, that was it.
I've lost track.
Yeah.
No, you're in the playoffs so many times.
They owe the Yankees for the Jeffrey Mayer situation.
They do.
Oh.
They do owe them for that.
I mean, there's a lot of owing, Rosie. Doesn't mean you cash in. There's
yeah.
a lot of owing in sports.
We got Mike Mussina. They owed us.
The Jets owe a lot of stuff. It's been over 50-plus years. What are they cashing in? So, wow, so you're confidently saying that. And that's part of why Pete's in the window seat, because if Pete Alonso's ever going to become like a traditional American League East rival, the way you guys didn't like David Ortiz, or even right now don't like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., something's got to happen. He's got to perform.
For the Met Giant fan out there, is John Harbaugh for Pete Alonso a fair Baltimore, New York trade?
I mean, I want to go home now.
That's actually an interesting question.
It's not an interesting. It's an interesting question for you.
Well, I bet you if you asked, I want to ask
Okay,
Tommy
ask me. Is it fair for me?
You're not a
You're
Met
not
Giant
getting
fan.
an honest answer from Tommy, because he can't talk about the Mets right now with the whole positive stuff.
That's true. Right.
So
He's
everything's
just-
construed under that. So you can't even ask him.
I forgot. He's just fake tweeting stuff so Frank the Tank quotes
You
me.
got to find who's another Met Giant fan at the radio station. Do we have any?
I don't know.
I don't
Met
think we
Giant,
do.
Off the top of my Hoffman now.
Pete Hoffman?
Yeah.
He's not I guess he is a Giant fan. Yeah, we don't have any Met Giant fans outside of Tommy.
I think that's it, yeah.
You want me to put a poll up? Hey, Met Giant fans.
Is John Harbaugh for Pete Alonso a fair trade with Baltimore?
It's not a fair trade for me.
I wish I thought of this topic 3 hours ago.
Nah, you want me to be independent about this?
Yeah.
It's a great trade for New York, and I'll tell you why. And I love Pete. Pete's my guy, and I'm a Met fan. Because you are talking about one baseball player who may age. We are talking about a head coach, and I think we all agree head coaching in football is so important. It's the difference in franchises. Like, I've been very positive about the Giants, maybe obnoxiously positive about the Giants. If you guys had hired, who's the other guy you wanted besides
Kevin
Harbaugh?
Stefanski.
I wouldn't be this confident. I wouldn't think you're bad. I'd just be like, we'll see. My confidence level in the Giants is based on John Harbaugh and based on his resume and how good he is at what he does.
Yeah.
So that makes such a bigger difference than one baseball player. As good of a baseball player as Pete was. So, again, I'm putting the independent hat on here.
I like it.
Obviously, the Giant side or the New York side made out slightly better.
I like this question so much, I'm putting it out as a poll.
Yeah, put it out and let me know how it goes.
All right.
We will hear Idiots with Idioms in just a few minutes. We will get back to your calls at 888-808-1019, and we will set you up for what is a very intriguing sports weekend. It's all coming up right here on The Fan.
This portion of the program is sponsored by Surfside Iced Tea and Lemonades plus vodka. It's not a seltzer, it's a Surfside. It's also sponsored by HL Gross Jewelers. Shop HL Gross in Garden City or at hlgross.com.
The Yankees are back in the Bronx to take on Baltimore. 7:05 tonight.
Going, and go!
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the action. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM, 660 AM, and always available en Espanol with Ricky Ricardo on the Odyssey app.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you make the most of Legend 1 score. Pistons Magic Game 6 in Orlando, and I think the Magic finish off this series tonight because they've been the better team. The Pistons are shooting an abysmal 29% from deep in this series and averaging 18 turnovers per game. It took a franchise record 45 points from Cade Cunningham just to barely hold on at home last game. Their role players have not stepped up enough in this series, and I don't expect that to change tonight. Magic are the underdogs. I think they win it and move on. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Nothing pairs better with Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka, like a day on the golf course. Made with real vodka, real tea, and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21, please drink responsibly.
If you're ready to pop the big question, discover why 5 generations have purchased their diamonds from H.L. Gross Jewelers of Garden City. Save yourself all the hassle and come to H.L. Gross, where you'll get the guaranteed best price, education, and guidance. H.L. Gross Jewelers, Long Island's premier bridal ring store.
Bet the Kentucky Derby on FanDuel, where you can bet on all your other favorite sports. And right now, all customers get a Derby bet reset. That means you'll get racing bonus back if your bet doesn't win. The app is super easy to use, and you don't have to be a horse racing expert to get in on the Derby Day action. So bet the fastest 2 minutes in sports on FanDuel. Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks are registered trademarks of Churchill Downs Incorporated. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Verified FD racing account required. Refund issues non-withdrawable racing site credit that expires 9 days after receipt. Max refund $10 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply. See terms at racing.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd for the Yankees' annual Star Wars Day. Enjoy special appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Get your tickets now for Saturday, May 2nd, Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. For tickets, visit yankees.com/tickets. And may the Force be with you.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? Oof, we've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With nearly 50 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orlin & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
New York City soccer fans, the biggest stage in world soccer is coming to the U.S., and you could be a part of the excitement. Head to a participating Verizon store for your chance to win tickets to FIFA World Cup 2026. It only takes a minute to enter, and no Verizon account is required. Check out visitverizonstores.com today for participating locations. Your chance to win ends May 14th. With Verizon, no one gets you closer. No purchase necessary. Ends May 14th. Open to legal residents residing in select states. 18 plus. See official rules at visitverizonstores.com.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today to carsforkids.org. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's CARS with a K.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the New York community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Spring and summer are around the corner, and now's the time to prepare for pest season. Ticks, mosquitoes, ants, and rodents, they're all active this time of year. For over 50 years, homeowners and businesses have chosen J.P. Mikal Pest Management. With local offices in New York City, Long Island, Hudson Valley, and Connecticut, with over 2,000 five-star reviews, they deliver proven year-round protection. Right now, take advantage of J.P. Mikal's seasonal residential discounts and free commercial inspections. Visit nopest.com. That's NOPESTS.com. J.P. Mikal Pest Management. Not just good, guaranteed.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Mother's Day, celebrate her with something truly special. At P.F. Chang's, enjoy a 5-course celebration experience starting at just $89.99. Featuring premium entrees like New York prime strip steak tataki, oolong Chilean sea bass, and lobster and prawn fried rice, plus the bold signature flavors she loves. It's more than a meal. It's a celebration made just for her. Reserve your table now and make Mother's Day unforgettable. Only at P.F. Chang's. Available when you dine in for a limited time only at participating locations. Offer may vary.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. It is an emotional night and weekend tonight at Yankee Stadium with Pete Alonso returning to New York City in an Oriole uniform. He'll face Will Warren and the Yankees to start a 4-game series. At last check, it was still TBD on the Orioles starter. The Mets will fly out to Disneyland with Carlos Mendoza in hand for the foreseeable future. If you listen to David Stern's quotes, they'll play the Angels at 9:30. Christian Scott will search for answers on the mound.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, Anthony DiComo from MLB.com wrote a story how David Stern says Mendy is safe, and he is not the reason why the Mets have struggled. So if you're waiting for a managerial change, which I've been calling for it for a week and a half. I'm certainly not alone in that. And it feels like we all preface it with, it's not Mendy's fault. It doesn't matter if it's Mendy's fault. Your resume is your resume. The New York Mets are an ungodly 10-21. They have the worst record in Major League Baseball. Crap happens when that happens.
Yeah.
Including the manager getting fired. Look what happened in Philly. And, of course, they've responded at 3-0. And that's going to piss Met fans off even more. Not just because it's the Phillies, but because they made a managerial move and there's already a level of success from it. So,
yeah. But the good news is, Evan, if the Phillies keep winning, then the Mets will get a better draft pick than them.
yeah. God, I get that from Spence all the time now.
You
Because
told him.
Well, it got to another level. So Spence likes the Nets and the Jets. Probably football and basketball the most of the sports that he's watched. And every time he'd watch the Nets and Jets lose, I'd tell him, better draft pick. And so when the Mets lost the game recently, he says, we get a better draft pick. Then he won his first Little League game. And I'm not even sure if they won because when they're 5 years old, it's just chaos.
Yeah.
But apparently they won. And so he was rubbing it in to another friend at school. And I said, look, how would you feel if that friend was rubbing it into you that your team lost the Little League game?
No, he didn't.
And he said, well, I wouldn't mind because we'd get a better draft pick. And that's when it hit me. I was like, I don't think he knows what a draft pick is.
I bet you it really worked like that in Little League.
Yeah.
Like, hey, the Red Sox stunk last year. They get the first pick in the pool.
You get a better draft pick. And then I said to him, well, what would you do with the draft pick? You know what his answer was? And it broke my heart.
What?
And I swear, this is not me making up a story. His answer was, I would trade it for Pete Alonso.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
Little League draft pick?
Yeah. He would trade his Little League draft pick for Pete Alonso and then went on about how Pete would hit so many home runs in Little League.
He would. Might hurt the pitcher or the tee, but yeah.
I think so. Anyhow, during the week that was, there were many mistakes. Some mistaken idioms were used. And at the end of the week, we like to collect them and hear them. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's another installment of Idiots with Idioms.
Hey, you know what time it is? It's Idiots with Idioms. Idiots with Idioms. Idiots with Idioms. Idiots with Idioms. Laugh till you split your sides. Idiots with Idioms.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is another edition of the worldly popular Idiots with Idioms.
Total misinterpretation by me of what he said.
He's a Giant fan.
Really?
I
He's
bet
made
he
the
is.
clear break.
Yeah.
The Jets have to say yes. This
Right.
isn't a one-way story, you know?
Right.
Malaki Corley. And I want to sit out there like it's Vietnam, and I want to like take out the field hogs.
Hey, Luke, this isn't a philosophical class. Philosophical class? Whatever.
I was wrong. I admit it.
With that stupid song they give you with Claire, whatever her name is, Underwood, saying, you've waited all day for Sunday night. No, I haven't waited all day.
Peacock. Okay, what kind of wine is it?
A Cabernet Sauvignon. Sauvignon.
What?
Bang, bang, boom, boom, bang, bang.
Yeah, the little twitch and get off.
Hello, Mindy.
But I have to own that I touch it, it turns to turds.
So have some faith.
Okay.
There will be a second round.
Okay.
Most likely against the Boston Red Sox. Maybe against the 76ers.
I doubt very much they're going to play the Boston Red Sox.
What?
Odds are very high. We're drafting someone next in the first round. But we want to give you some play toys.
It was like having sex.
Something that a few Hawk players said after this game that got me, if I'm a Knick fan, licking my lips, saying, oh.
Be a man.
I was able to do that and put some spiky hair on him and have him like roll out a bunch of dodgeballs at a gym class. Like that's what I have him doing right now is lesbian Shaun Morash.
Best wiener I've ever had in my mouth.
Because Doc Rivers walks around like he's the hoot patoot.
Do you smell what Barack is cooking?
And I don't think it would make a hell of beans if Mendy was managing or Andy Green was managing.
Well, he's fat!
And the Mets have a tough decision to make on him. They could eat out the rest of his contract.
What?
A little duck fart that fell in shallow right.
Piss missile.
And that's a lot to be excited about, and a credit deserves to the organization.
Today, Junior?
But you get a road trip, and you get to go to that strip club with the great chicken fingers, right?
Not chicken fingers. It's wings, and it's Magic City. Put respect on this thing.
Laugh till you split your sides. Idiots with Idioms.
That's right. They're known for, what are they known for again?
The lemon pepper wings.
Lemon pepper wings.
The lemon pepper steppers.
Lemon pepper steppers. Can you name, now that the New York Knicks have completed a series victory against the Atlanta Hawks, can you name every postseason series that's ever taken place between a New York team and an Atlanta team?
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had this Hawks
You
series.
want me to tell me how many there have been? Would that help you out?
Okay, go ahead.
There have been 12. This was the 12th.
And we're counting NFL.
We are counting the NFL, yes. I know that's not a series, but it was a playoff game.
Sure.
Correct.
All right.
There have been 12.
12. So we have this series. Obviously, the Knicks-Hawks with the Trae Young series a couple years ago.
That is correct.
Okay, we also had the Nets-Hawks series of a couple years ago.
That is correct. 2015.
That's 15 already?
That was 15.
Well, I can't say a couple years ago anymore.
Crazy.
Okay, so that's 2015. That's 3.
So you got the Nets are out. You've got the one time they played them.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Giants 2011 Falcons.
Giants 2011. You got that.
Okay. Then we have, of course, the Mets in the NLCS. That was 99.
That is correct.
Also 98?
No. They played them in 1999.
2000?
They played them in 1999.
All right, so
the Mets played the Braves one other time in the NLCS. It was not 2000. It was not 98. You're not going to get it. I'll help you if you want me to. 1969.
69. Okay, so I would not have gotten that. Yankees 99 and 96.
Very good.
Okay, how many more I've left?
You are missing 4 of them.
Rangers, Thrashers.
You got that one, so now you're missing 3 of them. So very impressive so far.
Did the Islanders play the Atlanta Flames?
No.
Huh.
You're missing 3. You want me to tell you the sports? Will that help you?
Yeah.
1 hockey, 2 basketball.
I'm missing 2 more basketball.
You're missing 2 Knicks series and another Rangers series. Honestly, with the Rangers series, I'm going to help you out. It was the Atlanta Flames in 1980.
I'll never get that.
You weren't getting that one.
All right.
2 Knicks series.
Okay.
1 you got to get. I'm disappointed.
Was it with the Carmelo Knicks? Did they play?
No. Nope.
It's another Net series?
Nope. Not a Net series. It was a Knicks series. 2 Knicks series.
Okay.
I'll help you out. 1971, second round of the postseason. Fine, you didn't get that. And 1999, when they were the 8 seed. And they swept the Atlanta Hawks in the second round of the postseason.
I didn't really remember that was the
Oh,
Hawks.
I remember it. I remember being in high school and being such a Knick hater. I mean, I've always been a Knick hater. And I remember talking so much trash about the Hawks are going to smoke you guys. You got no shot. I think Dikembe was on the team.
Yeah.
You got no shot. And, dude, the Knicks
that's right.
annihilated them in a 4-game sweep.
That one completely vacated my mind.
So there have been 12 postseason series or in the Giant Falcon games between New York and Atlanta. New York's won 9 of 12.
We own their asses.
We own their asses. The only losses were Nets Hawks in 15, Knicks Hawks in 21, and the Mets losing to the Braves in 1999.
Not for
That's
nothing.
it. That's the list.
All this Met Brave talk we've had. And it's kind of crazy that it's really only that one from our life.
Because their history is more regular season.
Yeah.
You know, they battled it out for divisions or for them rooting our seasons. It
Yeah.
was a lot of it is divisional stuff. It's like your divisions. Like you mentioned the Orioles. You've had battles with them, but there's only been 2 postseason series.
Right.
Blue Jays only once. The Red Sox ones added up. It feels like you've played the Red Sox, let's see, 99, 03, 04, 18, the wild card game, and then last year, that's 6.
It's crazy.
That's a lot of postseason series against them.
It is. In a short amount of time when you consider the playoff expansion that's evolved.
No, it's been a while now. Got expanded in 1994, bro.
How old am I getting?
I was going to say, like,
back in my day, there were 2 division winners that squared off.
seriously, like, think about that. To put it in perspective, so 1994, they didn't have a postseason, but 1994 is when they expanded it. So that was 32 years ago. Okay?
Wow.
In 1969 is when they added the divisions from just one team making it. What's 32 years after 1969?
79, 89, 99, 2001.
Okay, so that would be like someone in 2001 saying to you, you know, they just added the second division.
That's crazy.
You would have been like, are you out of your mind?
Wow, you're right. That's pathetic.
There you go. Let's go to Thomas living down in Georgia. What's up, Thomas?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Evan and Sean? Hey, I was at the Atlanta versus I was at the Hawks game last night.
Yes.
Sean had that question, who would stay awake? Well, I wake up at 3 a.m. for work, and I stayed down in Atlanta until like 11 at night, 12 at night, and then drove an hour home. So I'm running on 2 hours sleep.
I love it.
You had to.
But I'm a Mets, Jets, and Knicks fan, so I don't get to enjoy many victories. And I remember when the Knicks were the Knickerbockers and only winning 20 games a season, and all we got excited for was Jeremy Lin. So whooping that rear end last night was the most exciting thing I ever seen. All of these Hawks fans walking out at the end of the first quarter.
Oh, God, yeah. And I'm sure they did, because there comes a point when you're losing, and I've had this happen, where it's such a mess, it's mathematically over, where it's like, I got to leave.
Yeah, and if the longer you stay, the more likely it is you're going to get irritated. Something stupid's going to happen, too.
Yeah. I think the one playoff game I ever left early was a Hawks game. It was when the Hawks eliminated the Nets in that year you just mentioned, 2015. It was actually a very competitive series.
Yeah.
It got to a 6th game, and in the 6th game in Brooklyn, Atlanta destroyed them. Just killed him, and it was like early 4th quarter, and it was an afternoon game, and I looked at my wife, and I said, what are we doing?
The math added up.
The math added up. And she's like, well, what do you mean? Like, it's the playoffs. The season's about to end. I said, no, the season's about to end, honey. Season's been over. So there are moments where you just say, it's done. You can't deal with it anymore. But if you go to that game as a Knicks fan living down in Atlanta, oh, man, you got to cherish every second of it.
I came close. You talked me out of it.
You were going to leave. Well, you did. You left Yankees Blue Jays early.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I never went to the game.
Bro, what are you talking about? We were at the game, and you left early. I have it on tape.
Did I leave the game early?
You left
I thought
the
you were
game
referencing
early.
the Judge Homer game that they won.
No, I'm talking about Yankees Blue Jays when your season ended, which is the exact equivalent of this conversation.
You know what? The night before Giants Eagles, right? I walked out in the 9th inning. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I don't count that. It's the 9th inning.
No. First of all, it wasn't the 9th inning. It was like the 8th inning.
It was not
and
the
you
8th
walked out. I have it on tape. Do you really want me to bring the tape out?
It was the 9th inning. No, but it was the 9th inning.
We have it on tape. We have it in the archives.
I was going to give you credit, and now you're being a jerk.
Well, give me credit for what?
I was prepared to walk out when we hit the bottom of the 9th of the World Series Game 5. I said I cannot watch them celebrate on this field.
You did. Yeah, I wouldn't let you leave that one.
And I stayed.
Yeah. Now that one you had to stay for. But
now you wanted me to stay for the trophy presentation. That was not
Well,
happening.
you know, you gotta experience it. you gotta watch it. Nah, I'm just kidding. You think I did that for when you guys won the World Series in my building in 2000? I saw 3 teams win world championships in my life. The Dodger won with you, and I actually did stay, and I got really sick, and I left. And I don't mean like I was physically ill watching the Dodgers celebrate. I tried to stay, and I was like, screw everybody, I'm leaving. But when the Yankees won the World Series in 2000 against the Mets at Shea, I was there. I left as soon as that ball. Dude, that ball hadn't even nestled in Bernie's glove. My ass was out of there. And then obviously the Royals in 2015.
You're forgetting one.
What else did I say?
The only one I watched the trophy presentation with you.
Hold on. Was that the Las Vegas Aces beating the New York Liberty?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
we went. We caught Liberty Fever and watched the Aces sit there with Darren Waller on the court and celebrate the whole thing. We saw a championship celebrated at the Barclays Center.
That is true.
Somehow I was at that, too. I think me and Zoo were there. Me and Big Zoo were also there.
Yeah, we took you. We went to a suite that night.
Which shows you where you were on the priority list that you made the cut there.
I honored.
Yes.
Let's
Can't
go.
complain.
Let's go to JR in Somerville. What's up, JR?
The glue.
What's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Hey, bad job, Shaun, by not getting that 99 Hawk series.
Great job by me.
Because, I mean, the one thing that happened during that series was Marcus Camby's emergence. He had a dunk over Mutombo from almost the free throw line. It might be the second best dunk in Knicks history behind John Starks. So that was big for that run.
Yep.
But listen, obviously this week we want the Magic to close things out. We want the Raptors to push that Series 7, okay? But on Saturday, and this may be a little counterintuitive. On Saturday night, give me Joe Mazzulla. I want this guy to win. This man has successfully coached his team through that Miami series where he's outcoached by Spoelstra. Had no business losing that. He had no business losing against a coach that got fired 3 weeks later in Thibodeau last year. Had no business losing that series. And he has no business being in this game, being up 3-1. And he's just like another Celtics coach that was I just heard his name on the radio, Doc Rivers. Give me Mazzulla. He'll make Jalen Brunson, the best player in the series, automatically by himself. Let's go, Celtics. Bring that bum here. Let's expose this fraud.
I love it.
JR's got the pep back.
I'm not surprised JR was going to say that because he's an anti-Mazzulla guy. And Nick Nurse actually has a pretty damn good resume himself for what he accomplished in Toronto, but now coaching the Sixers. Everyone has kind of their different reasons for it, but it has been, at least on this radio station, almost universal that the Knick fan wants to play the Boston Celtics.
They do.
That they think that is the better matchup. Whether it's just the physicality, whether it's just what Philly has, whether it's, in his case, the coaching matchup, there is overwhelming favoritism from Knicks fans that is their preference in a best-of-7 series. And I find that to be wild considering what you would have probably said 5 days ago.
It is. And I guess we can't call those people out in the streets of Madison Square Garden not real Knicks fans. They all did chant, "We want Boston," and we're hearing
No, they're backing it
Knicks
up.
fans today.
They're backing it up. John in Garden City. Hey, John.
Hey, guys. So, first of all, one thing you were missing about Anthony Volpe, if they do leave him in the minor leagues, it's because if he's 20 days in the minor leagues, it kicks his free agency back a year. I got that from The Athletic. It was an article a couple of days ago.
Yeah, no, and Joel Sherman had mentioned that during the offseason. And I remember when I brought it up to Sean, I think your answer, and correct me if I'm wrong, was that shouldn't matter. We shouldn't care about Anthony Volpe's service time.
Because what are the odds he's getting even if he turns his career around, what are the odds he's getting some kind of monster contract at this point? Like, he'll get paid, like, Bobashek got the 3-year kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
Well, now, you got something else. So
No, I'm just laughing. I love John Heyman, but he's funny to me.
What do you got?
John Heyman tweeted, because the Mets offered clarity on Mendoza earlier today that they don't intend to make a change and all that. So Heyman tweets, the Mets publicly clarify Carlos Mendoza's status the day after the Post suggested that they do. Yeah, they listen to you, John. They were like, John told us they should clarify. I said the same thing. I'm not walking around saying they listen to Evan.
Can't even believe it.
Like, I went on the Rico and said, they better clarify this. Like, I think most of us said that. So I give him credit for trying to take credit.
Something else.
Oh, did you hear else what he did?
What?
Tell me if this is a troll. Can you get this audio? This is from yesterday's Evan and Tiki folder. It's labeled.
Just scroll up to the general yesterday.
Yeah, scroll up. It's under the date of yesterday, which is 4/30. And John Heyman said something that I thought was a complete troll job.
All right.
Yeah, you got it, Rosie? Listen to John Heyman on his podcast talking about the Mets and how they may look to make a trade. Listen to this.
I do believe the Mets are in the market for a thumper. I mean, they need let's face it, they need a big bat to play first base. They don't have a first baseman. We can regret all we want about Pete Alonso. We won't spend a lot of time on that. He's not even off to a good start, at least offensively in Baltimore. But that's the kind of player that they need right now. And that's, I think, what they will be looking for.
Yeah. Think about that. He comes out and says, the Mets need Pete Alonso. I love you, John, but that's dirty right there.
It started as a troll, but then he acknowledged it. Like, Pete Alonso struggled, but they just do need a thumping first base. He's right.
They need a thumping first
He's
baseman.
right. But like he said, it didn't have to be Pete Alonso, but he's right.
Oh, God, that just cracks me. I mean,
I mean, think about it. Wouldn't that be nice to have a power hitting first baseman on the Met lineup?
real quick, we like to predict the opinions of our fellow FAN coworkers.
Okay.
So we have made very clear, we've got all the audio to prove it. Tommy Lugauer, Gio, Jerry Recco, Al Cintron, JR in Somerville, Gray Caller, all prefer that the Knicks play the Celtics over the 76ers.
Yep.
Craig and Big Mac are taking over in a little less than 8 minutes or so. I assume they will address this at some point. Who do you think they prefer to play in the next round?
I predict Craig's answer is actually going to be like, it doesn't matter who we play. The Knicks are going to roll through whoever.
I can see that, yeah.
That's a typical Craig. Chris will give, if he's allowed, a fundamental answer. And I think Chris prefers this. I think he's going to be like us. I think McMonagle thinks more like me and you.
He's going to be the one person at this station besides us that's going to say,
Sixers.
hey, the Celtics still have the championship DNA. Give me the 76ers.
As much as I love busting on Chris, I kind of think you, me, and Chris think more alike with certain sports opinions than we all think.
Yeah, and to your point about Carton, so I've made the same point that I think they're beating anybody. And I think he will make that point. Like, ultimately, hey, I'm good with either one. I think we'll beat either. But I think ultimately he will prefer to play the Philadelphia 76ers. I think he's going to fall in line with us as well.
Yeah.
Just realizing hey, they're frauds. Embiid's never healthy. Yes, they've played well for 2.5 games, but come on, bro. Can we really trust that that's going to continue? So I think he will side with us in that. But, yeah, I think most Knicks fans, to their credit, because I don't want to paint anyone else as they're afraid of Boston or Philadelphia. It's more a preference. I think the Knicks fan right now is as confident as they've ever been that they're going to take care of business and get to the Eastern Conference Finals for a second straight year. It's not about being afraid. It's about who you prefer.
Tomorrow night, Game 7, do we get one camera shot of a Knicks fan in a Knicks